Hey, welcome. It's me, your host, OmniJam. I'm here tonight to host and participate in our Final Fantasy V game club. Hakusho, 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 hakusho.
I mean, let's talk about that statement just now.
Yo,
Do you think that we would start one without you?
No. Do I think you guys would do a game club without me?
Yes.
well, considering I'd probably be the only one to finish the game, no.
No, I like all cards on the table. Probably not. Would you do a game club without me? Okay, all right. Well, there you
Try.
go.
Be successful.
Okay. Okay, all right, okay. I'm trying not to be mean. But yeah, hey, Sarah Lena, ahoy hoy. Jock is going through some life changes. He's moving, so hakusho for him. So he won't be joining us tonight. But the three of us were able to complete Final Fantasy V. Julian is a little quiet. Let me change that.
Julian, you need to speak louder.
All right, I got him.
I took my microphone from my face for like a second so I could sneeze, and I never put it back.
All right, there you go.
Alright.
Well, sneeze into the microphone.
No.
But yeah. Tonight we're going to start off talking about Final Fantasy V. We all played through it through May.
Oh,
I think.
shit, I could probably go live for that, shouldn't I?
Do you want to go live? We can postpone a little bit
we
until you go
can.
live.
Um,
Do you guys want to look at art while we wait for him? Because some of this art is outrageous.
it's only gonna take a couple
Oh,
seconds.
hell yeah, it is.
It's not gonna take that long. It's not
Alright.
gonna take that long.
Final Fantasy art is like the weirdest thing when you see the like Amino art.
One of the things I noticed right off, because now I'm paying more attention to it, right? I look at the title art, and this one had a big purple dragon, and it is surprising and disappointing where the dragons are in this game, because they are important, but they're not as important as the title would lead you to believe.
That's pretty much. Spoiler alert for every other Final Fantasy. They're never like nothing in the title is ever as important. Other than maybe 7.
Some of them. Well, no, I'm going through the arts in my head, and the one
like
what's
4
the one?
is just Cecil. Or no, I'm sorry, 4 is Kane.
Kane. He's a big part of
4 is
it,
just
but
Kane.
16 is Ifrit and Phoenix, so that's important. That's thematically they're at the center. 15 is, you don't know it at first. It's Luna Freya, and then when you finish the game, it unlocks the other part, which is Noctis, and it's like a scene with them.
Yeah.
It's important.
12 is literally just I think the judges.
Do I have it on
I think it's Gabranth specifically.
Purple
Okay,
Dragon?
I'm live, but I need to go. But unfortunately,
9 is a crystal, but
I don't know the story of 9. I don't know how. I mean,
Final Fantasy 2 is the Emperor.
that's important because I was I'm making bears earlier, and I was trying to remember the end bosses, and I was like, the Emperor is literally the central of the center of that game,
1 is just the Warrior of Light.
which I get. I'm fine with
3 is
them
a
being
character
lame.
that doesn't exist in the game.
We don't have to talk about 3.
Like,
8.
4 is just Kane.
I'm doing this from memory, but 8 is Squall and Renoa, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that one's
it's just
important.
Squall and Renoa hugging.
What's 10? I remember 10 being orange or
10,
yellow or something.
It's just Yuna.
It's just
Yuna do it with like
Okay, well,
the
it's-
summoner thing with the like water around her.
It's Yuna's story, so that's relevant. So that was relevant.
Oh, I think Titus was. I think it also has Titus.
I
on
got
one side.
water on me.
Does it?
It's kind of hard to see the picture.
Yeah, for some reason in my head, I just thought it was Spira. I didn't even think there were people in the 10 title. I'm just going off memory, though. I'm.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
just-
and then 10-2 has the Eureka and Pain.
What is the art for 14? Is it Meteor?
It's whatever. 14 is whatever the current patch is.
Yeah, like it changes each time.
The first
Right now,
game
it's like a
was,
moon for Endwalker.
Yeah.
So the first game was a bunch of random people and weapons, kind of like jetting out of a fucking explosion or something. Then what was Realm Reborn's? Fuck.
Oh, so Julian, quick side note
forget.
about something.
I forget some of them.
Before we get into game club stuff. So I was watching a really crappy Japanese erotic thriller movie from the 70s.
Well, I already can tell this is going to go.
It's called Sex and Fury. It's about a chick that her father was a
10-2 is
detective.
3
He
girls.
gets killed.
That would make sense,
and then-
Saralina.
Like she's before he dies, he holds up like a koi hand. If anyone knows what koi or Hanafuda is, he holds up a specific hand of a butterfly, a deer, and a boar, and like that represents the 3 people that killed him. And he was trying to give a hint, so she's gonna hunt down the 3 people with the tattoos of those on their back. But watching this movie, I found out that hand in Japanese has a specific name. And then it recontextualized something else. I'm like, really? So that hand in Japanese is the Ino Shikacho hand.
From Naruto?
And I'm like, it's Naruto. Like, he literally put the 3 characters together in a team to make a Hanafuda reference. Okay. I'm like, oh my god. I did not know that. And it also makes sense. Shikamaru is part of the deer, like deer represented, Choji with his butterfly, and stuff like that. I'm like, oh shit, okay, well, fair enough.
This dude draws the most terrifying chocobos. It's outrageous.
Yeah, he does. Then again, what was it? We haven't had chocobos very long.
Since 2? Were there chocobos in 2? No, I don't think they were 2.
3
introduced them, yeah.
Yes.
Gilgamesh.
Oh, right. I should probably introduce...
yeah, I was waiting for you to do that so we can start.
Well, fuck, I had to go change my shirt because I got water on it.
Oh, hot.
Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Lazy Gaming Guys. We're doing Game Club tonight, and also I'm playing whatever the fuck I feel like it. Right now on screen is fucking Super Buster Group, don't worry about it. What is it? It's a Bubble Bobble game. Don't worry about it, it's my childhood, I'm gonna fucking play it right now. I'm in the middle of a fucking, like, what is this? Puzzle classic mode. I'm also batshit awful at this game, because I'm fucking up already, and I'm so mad at myself! I can't aim these stupid balls to save my life.
I mean, okay.
Alright, so we're talking about Final Fantasy V tonight. This game is... We're like rounding out the end of our Pixel Remaster journey, right? It's just this and 6, and then we're done with that.
This and 6.
So, to put a little context behind this game, this is the story of Bart, or whoever you name your hero. I named him Omni, or Butts. But technically it would be Batsu. And his journey as a orphaned wanderer getting sucked into an adventure that leads him kind of across dimensions into a fight with a evil tree of essence. So this was on the Super Nintendo. It was the second Super Nintendo game after 4. Two in the or was 4 Final Fantasy 2 in the United States?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
5 did not come to the West for a very long time.
Yeah. So
it was near the end because I think it was like they thought it was something.
So what happened was we were close to the end of the Super Nintendo. So these games take a very long time to translate, especially back then. So they didn't have time to translate like 4 or 5 when 6 came out. They were like, let's just translate 6. So they did that one as Final Fantasy 3. And the reason they didn't do the original Final Fantasy 2 and 3 was because the Famicom was already, or the Nintendo was basically dead in the West by the time they were going to be translating 2 and 3, so they were like, alright, 4's out, let's do that one. Like,
this guy does such gay art. Okay. So yeah, there's a little history on 5. There's a couple big things to make note of in this game. It brought back the job system because 4 got rid of the job system. Introduced a couple things, although at this point most of the stuff was already introduced and cemented.
It introduced us to Blue Mage, Time Mage, Mystic Knight, Berserker, Samurai, Dancer, Chemist, and Mime.
Yeah.
It also introduced us to a very special recurring side boss.
As a, yeah, that'll be the big one we talk about later. I do wish, because I'm a Final Fantasy XIV player, they would have named it the Alchemist in the updated translation, but Chemist is fine. But yeah, I'll go back to the title screen. We'll go to the. I'll bring up my file, I guess, and just wander around. We'll sort of start off with general thoughts. Julian, what are your just general feelings on Final Fantasy V, especially knowing how much you love 3?
Okay, so this is the first time I've actually gone through this game for more than about 3 hours into it, because the first time I played it, I got 3 hours into it, and I kind of just lost interest and stopped playing. And also other more important shit came out, and I now remember why. And then playing through most of this game, I kind of remember why I lost interest. The story of this game. I'm not really a big fan of the story of this game. I feel that it's kind of. You know, I know this is not a lot saying about Final Fantasy games, but mediocre is the word of the day for me.
Compared to 3?
Yeah, I know. I know. But I played 3 after 5. But I played 3 before 5, so you know, it's like. Then you know, it's like I also didn't play this till I was older, so it's like the whimsy of JRPGs and basic stories has gone past my head already. You know, I can't. It takes a little more to entertain me.
I feel like we're gonna have very different opinions on this game.
And since the gameplay is, in my honest opinion, isn't like spectacular outside of like fighting, when I'm not fighting, I'm bored to tears. So, yeah, it's not that it's negative. It's still a good game. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy.
That's fair.
It's not my favorite group of crazies either.
Scott, how did you feel?
This is literally probably my second favorite Final Fantasy of all time.
Really? That's high praise.
I fell in love with this game. Like, the story I thought was the best out of the entire Pixel remaster we've played so far. Like, bar none. The characters I felt were so great. Like, I loved every one of the characters, especially Galoof. Like, he was just a lovable oaf, and like, just a fantastic character. Exdeath was okay. Like, he was a decent villain. I don't think so far any of the villains have been that well written, if I'm gonna be honest with you. They've all just been stereotypically evil people that we have to stop from Final Fantasy 1 through 5 now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I thought that the gameplay system was completely better than anything we've seen in 1 through 4. The job class system was like, hey, we took Final Fantasy 3 and made it better. Like, as far as the job class system, because now you can have sub-jobs and equip the abilities and things like that. And it's like, that made it to where, yeah, I don't have to have a squishy black mage. I can actually have black magic on a tank and be perfectly fine. Or if you're crazy enough like me, you can master every class and then have Freelancer just be like a walking god among men, because it gains the stats of every one of your mastered classes. Like, I loved the customizability of it. Like, you didn't have to change whole classes. You could just change abilities on the fly. That was really cool. I liked the dual world concept. I thought that was really fun. Like, overall, I feel like this game just improved on a lot of things. I loved the fact that this game also fully introduced the row system that we saw in 4, where it wasn't, hey, odd numbers and even numbers. It was more of, you could put them in the back row. Because I don't remember that really being much in the first 3.
There was a back row system in
3.
Like in 3.
In 4.
It was
3. Well, 3 in the Pixel remaster, or 3 on the DS, like you played.
On 3 on the DS, you could put them in.
Yeah, but that was a much later game.
Yeah, I believe in the Pixel remaster there was a back row.
I don't remember being able to put them in. Like, I don't remember there being a back row in the Pixel remaster.
I'm pretty sure there was. I'll double check because I can pull it up.
But either way, I do love the gameplay of this one. I love not having to swap between a fuck ton of airships. Like, I just had an airship, and that was kind of nice. Like, we got each form of travel, and they weren't really like, oh yeah, go back to this other form of travel for the most part. I really appreciated that. I think there's like one point where you have to use a black chocobo, and that's it. But yeah, like, overall, I truly love this game, and out of like the Pixel Remaster, it is by far my favorite. Like, hands down.
Yep. I also enjoyed this game quite a bit. I don't think it's I don't think it's probably in my top 5 Final Fantasy games. Of the Pixel Remasters, it's probably my second favorite Pixel Remaster. The only one so far that I like better is 2. I have a special place in my heart for 2 because I like that sort of warring territories. I like 2 a lot. I really do.
2 was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it was like, yeah, and it was I like the gameplay system there, and I like the darkness of that story because it was incredibly dark for no reason. But this game was really interesting to me because it again evolved and sort of took things away and added things in from 4. So the standing alone, the job system was a lot of fun. The characters are well written, although I don't think they're terribly engaging outside of maybe Lena and Galuf. I think the other 3 kind of fall behind a little bit in terms of engagement compared to those 2 specifically. The enemy,
there's a reason Galuf's my favorite.
Yeah, the enemies were kind of lackluster. It took me a while to really understand the motivation of Exdeath, and then I realized, oh, he's just born evil, so he is evil. It's very Machiavellian, very one note. I feel like there could have been more backstory that could have been introduced to make him a more engaging villain, but he was just an essence of evil, born out of evil to be evil. The locales were really good. I think the set pieces were nice. I do find myself again enjoying the set pieces of 2 more than this one, but this one, I mean, knowing the games that we look at today, the graphics for the time were really impressive in this game. Also, I feel like I should bring it up like on a YouTube video. They blew their load on the credits. For whatever reason, they spent so much money on the credits of this game using the 3D effects that the Super Nintendo had and really doing some impressive overhead shots. I don't know why they put so much effort. And I actually went, because again, it was a game that wasn't released in the United States. I went on YouTube and I found the original Super Famicom credits, and it's the same credits. They put that much effort into it. It's crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed 5. I think the job system was much better and more evolved than 3. I do feel like the characters are less memorable than 4, so it takes like a step back from there. But I don't necessarily think that was the game's fault. I think maybe they were a little rushed, or maybe they didn't have too much to chew on, especially considering they were building with this new hardware and they were trying to get the job system perfect. Another thing I've noticed is that the job system is really popular because there are so many speedruns and challenge runs of this game. It's crazy how much you can do, and everything. There's all kinds of secrets too, from like the Blue Mage Chimera Breath doing double damage to desert enemies, to the shield actually being worth a damn, because I don't know if you guys played with shields, but the shields in this game in particular really were powerful to me. I was blocking so much damage.
Yeah, shields, I think this is one of the only Final Fantasies in the early gens that shields were actually a thing that was useful. Because I never really found them useful in most of the other ones.
Outside of practically being forced,
because
with certain characters, like actual defensive and some capabilities like a 10 or something, not really.
Yeah, because there were specific shields in some of the older Final Fantasies before this that it absorbs fire or something, so you want to use it for this one boss that does fire, but that's it. That's its utility.
And
versus this one had it as viable for like, no, you could just have it as part of your equipment, like, or you could not. Like, this game has a lot of choice.
An incredible amount of choice. And I will also say, I feel like there were significantly less useless jobs in this game compared to 3.
Yeah, agreed with that. I can agree with that.
Because what also you can see in speedruns is that literally every job is viable to beat the game. Like, you can beat the game as any job if you know what you're doing. Some are more, you have to know what you're doing with it, but they did at least think about making every job viable, which is nice.
The only one that seemed really useless to me was Dancer. I had the Dance ability equipped for a while, like as a sub ability for a while, but I noticed that Geomancer and Bard had better effects with their randomness than Dancer did. So I like really those
fun because
much better.
It made Omega like a cakewalk.
Oh yeah, we'll get to super bosses in a bit.
But like I do, well, it also made a few other bosses like Bahamut a cakewalk too. But yeah, Bard was surprisingly useful in certain situations.
I have the jobs pulled up on my stream right now, and really Dancer's the only one because I found utility, at the very least, some kind of utility for all of them. But Dancer just his randomness was too unreliable for me. Otherwise, all these other jobs I spent hours on just messing with. It's a really good game. Spoiler alert if you haven't played this game, I'm showing all the jobs off in the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that being said,
if you're playing the Game Boy, quick side note, if you're playing the Game Boy Advance game, there's actually even more jobs.
If I'm playing the game with a Mexican?
If you're playing Game Boy Advance.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Game Boy Advance introduced more jobs.
Oh, neat.
I think it's like 3 or 4 new jobs.
Yeah.
I don't remember, and I don't remember which ones are different. I don't remember which ones added and which ones weren't because I didn't do the research.
I had the research and then, like, it kind of went away.
Yeah. So, I guess let's sort of
4 additional jobs, but didn't say what. Great, thanks Final Fantasy Wiki.
So the beginning. So the way that this game is structured, compared to other Final Fantasy games, you have much harder, like point of no returns. I think 2 is the only one that had as severe a point of no return as this one did, which is that you start off with one part of the adventure, it transitions to another dimension, and then finally it transitions where it brings the 2 together, which creates this giant map that I have on my screen right now. I'm trying to see if there's a way I can make it bigger.
Yeah, there's essentially, for lack of a better word, there's 3 main sections of the game. There's the original section, or original world, the other world, and then the worlds combined. Which leads to pretty much 2 points of no return. Because when you get to each map, it is a point of no return.
So, there's a couple things that were introduced in this game that not as much as previous games, because a lot of it has been established already. Moogles, Dragoons, Crystals, a lot of the Final Fantasy tropes had already been cemented by this point. But we'll see as we keep going that more and more are added, and some taken away. I kind of want to handle this conversation in a different way compared to others, in that I think it would be a good idea to go over each character and how you utilize them and how you saw them, rather than go story beat by story beat, because this is by far the longest Final Fantasy game we've had on the Game Club. This one is much longer than 1, 2, 3, or 4. So rather than try to like narrate ourselves through each part of the game, let's probably just go Bartz, Lena, Ferris, Galuf, and Kryl, and maybe even Exdeath, just to sort of, how did you build them? How did you enjoy them? What about their story beats did you like? What about them didn't you like? Are you guys cool with that?
That's fine with me.
Okay. So let's start off with Bartz. How did you feel about Bartz, Scott, the protagonist of this game?
I thought he was fine. He was kind of your generic Final Fantasy protagonist, if I'm going to be honest. like kind of drawn into this quest that he didn't ask for, and then kind of finding his heroism as he kind of went along. I enjoyed the thing that his father was one of the Dark Warriors, or the Warriors of Dark, or no, sorry, Warriors of Twilight, I think it was?
The Dawn Warrior.
The Dawn, okay. But yeah, I enjoyed that little thing. It gave him kind of a little more connection to the plot, and a little more reason other than just being the chosen one, was that, you know, his dad was the chosen one. Overall, though, like, he was fine. I see him as very much the same as someone like Furion or the Onion Knights or the original Warrior of Light. Like, he's not super present, other than some one-liners and stuff like that. But he's not bad. He's your insert character. That's why, again, you can name him and everything else.
Julian, how did you feel about Bartz?
Nothing really negative. Bartz was okay. He's you know, like Scott said, happy-go-lucky protagonist. Sometimes that you know, it is refreshing for him not to be, you know, from your usual current Final Fantasy main characters being emotional messes in a way.
Yeah.
It's a nice change of pace. And I love him and his relationship with the Chocobo. That's adorable. That shit's adorable.
I like one of the speedruns I was watching was like he tells Boko to stay in that cave, and Boko took it literally. Like, just never leaves that cave. Like, starts a family and everything in that cave.
This is not a family. This shit was so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But yeah, other than that, like, he was neat. You know, it's like I said, he's fine. He's not the character I have.
All right. I think I'm gonna sort of take this in a more extreme side, because I think I really like Bartz. And I think he's much more interesting than we give him credit for, because he is kind of silly. So his whole deal, he's orphaned as an adult, so he's not like a tragic child. He has some kind of emotional maturity before he loses both of his parents, and he's able to travel and go out and do things. He has a palpable positivity that the other party members sort of rely on. I think some of that is more subtext, or maybe I'm reading into it too much, but he's kind of goofy, he's kind of silly, he embarrasses himself, he makes silly faces, he teases the old man, he makes a big deal when Ferris is dressed up like a princess. He's very open emotionally about who he is and how he feels, and I think his relationship with his Chocobo is kind of indicative of that, in that this wild creature trusts him like with 0% doubt. They are the family to each other, and you know, when Boko does have his family, he trusts Bartz enough that, you know, I gotta leave my family and help you on your adventure, even though Bartz does almost immediately leave him behind again in the cave. He's just a silly dude, and I kind of dig that. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head when you said he wasn't like an emotional mess or nothing. And even when he does get a little bit of like he becomes vulnerable, it isn't a sad sack fest. Like in 4, Sissel was a fucking sad sack the whole time. You know, the prince.
And it's like Cecil just needed to get, like, I understood at the beginning of the game and when he first kind of became a paladin that, like, you know, yeah, you're trying to deal with the fact that you committed a lot of atrocities.
I'm gonna be honest.
But he was still like that, like, towards the end of the game.
I feel like every character was kind of like,
yeah.
4 was kind of like, it's like, okay, y'all can turn it off for 2 seconds. We don't all have to be fucking emotional wrecks.
I think the problem inherently is that we tend to remember those characters more than we give credit to characters like Bart, because the Warrior of Light in 1 is really very much an empty vessel. 2 was an orphan who was immediately dragged into a rebellion. Otherwise, what was he gonna do, right? Like, all the towns were being blown up. He was gonna die if he didn't fight. 3 was just some kids in a cave who were apparently destined to be the Warriors of Light.
Literal chosen one.
4 was a war criminal. Well, he was like, he wasn't a war criminal. He was forced to commit atrocities. He was Cecil.
Some of which he accidentally was like he did not mean to blow up Mysidia.
Yeah, Cain
was purely accidental.
Yeah, Cain was absolutely a war criminal.
Oh,
but
Mysidia, he went and killed. Fucking I thought it was the
No, Mysidia was the town of the summoners. He accidentally blew that.
I thought Mysidia.
It was the other. I think it was Tycoon.
I thought Tycoon.
It was a different castle that he went and stole the crystal from and killed the people.
Yeah,
Mysidia. It was Yang's castle.
There was like a lot of accidental atrocities from Sissel, but and also at the end, did you beat 4, Scott?
I've seen the ending from before.
Okay, it's just really stupid to me that he's just like, Kane's my. I can't believe fucking Dragoons are insufferable in the Final Fantasy lore. I don't want to talk about other Dragoons too much, but Kane.
Dragoons are a problem.
Kane's like, I killed all these people. I should probably stay. Instead, I'm gonna go to space and learn about my space family. And Sissel's like, I'll miss you, bro. I love you, bro. It's like he tried to kill you a bunch of times. It's so weird.
Yeah, some of which he wasn't, or like was brainwashed. Some of which he wasn't. Like,
yeah, and that leads me back to Bart, which is like Bart's not like that. He is given the opportunity to. I mean, he was destined to be a warrior of lights because his father was a Dawn warrior and all that. But when he wasn't told, like you have to do this, go do it. He was given opportunities to leave or do nothing. And to the point where he had to travel across dimensions in order to continue the fight, and he chose to do it. He's a person that wants to do the right thing without considering the consequences. I like Bart's a lot now that I'm really putting words to it. I think Bart's is a great fun hero to have, especially compared to some of the other heroes we get in Final Fantasy stories.
Hello.
Yeah, both new and old.
Yeah. I think my favorite still is Clive. I think Clive is my favorite protagonist.
Clive is great,
but
I very much enjoy Clive.
I have a bias toward. I mean, I probably have a bias towards Cloud as my second, but he probably isn't. If I sit down and put like 10 minutes to it, he probably isn't. But Bart's is up there for me. I like Bart's a lot. So
what about Squall?
What about Squall?
We'll get to 8 Game Club.
I'm doing this to be a shit. I
don't hate 8. I have no patience for 8. Maybe it's because I don't like high school kids. I don't know. We'll get to it later this year, and I'll figure out how I really feel. God, I can't believe I'm gonna play that game again.
Still, like,
I mean, you say that, yet there was like 5-year-olds in Final Fantasy 3 running around. So
you know what? There's pixels. We don't care.
They were older in the remake.
They don't act like children.
They were still only like 11 or 12 in the remake.
They were older. Yeah, they kind of did at the beginning. Well, they were blank slates, so who knows how they acted. Well, in the Pixel remaster of 3, they did absolutely. They were not characters at all. But that's we already had that discussion.
They weren't the original either.
So now we move on to the next character, which I guess would be Lena. Lena's the second character we meet, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lena is the second character.
Yeah. So Scott, how did you feel about Lena, the princess?
I liked Lena. She reminds me a lot of what we'll see with like characters like Aerith later on in Final Fantasy, at least in my opinion, where she's kind of the like very warm-hearted character that kind of keeps them on like a moral track. She very much loves animals, as demonstrated by the fact that she poisons herself multiple times to help animals. Yeah, she like right on the verge of killing herself every 5 minutes. Like she you have to like keep an eye on her, or else she will just kill herself for someone else. And it's like, okay, like I love how much you love animals and your kind heart, but please think of others, like, and how they would feel about you killing yourself here.
Dumbass.
But yeah, like, I really enjoyed her character throughout. She was very much, like I said, I feel like their moral compass for the most part. Like, not that they necessarily needed one, but she was the one that would kind of listen to some of their problems, especially with Ferris. I don't know, I enjoyed her as a character because she was just a warm character to have in the party. And I feel like that a lot of Final Fantasies don't end up having necessarily that warm character. And that was one thing I liked about 7 was with Aerith, was that she was kind of that warm, bubbly character that kind of added some levity to some situations, but also knew when to buckle down. But yeah, like, I enjoyed her. She's not one of my favorite characters from the game, but I think she was a very good character.
Julian, what were your thoughts on Lena?
Dumbass. Stop. It's like, stop almost dying. Oh, God, you're such a girl.
Stop almost.
It's like we're
stop almost dying. You're such a girl.
You're such a girl. And like,
girl's always trying to die.
No. There's no. She's like a girl sometimes in the worst possible ways. Sometimes her character is like, oh my God, you're like.
Julian's like, we get it. You have a vagina. Jesus.
Yeah, well, stop menstruating. Jeez.
Gosh, you guys are misconstruing what I mean.
Are we?
Yes, you are. What I meant by that is, it's like, she's fine. She's not anything remarkable. I've seen her character a dozen times before. It's like, it's like, you know what? It's fine. She's not my favorite character anyway. She's not the focus that I kind of put on the game more often than anybody else in it. A certain someone, which we'll get to
eventually, yeah. So
soon.
I think she was probably my least favorite character of this game, only because she's. It's hard for me to sort of word it. She's kind of a flat character, but she does crazy shit that you like have to pay attention to. Who she is at the beginning. I'm trying to think now that I'm putting out. She's kind of the same at the beginning at the end, right? Like, she doesn't really go through.
I can agree with that.
She doesn't really go through a lot of change.
Like, I mean, I guess the biggest change she does have to go through is the death of her father and the reuniting of her and her sister. But even then, like,
neither of those things fundamentally change her.
Exactly. Like, she has to deal with it, and you see that, but none of that. Like, she comes out the same as, like, on the other side, just without a dad and with a sister now.
Yeah,
like,
in the world of Final Fantasy as a whole, she did start the trend of the self-sacrificing heroine, whether it's Aerith or Yuna or Harshaphon. many characters in 14.
I said Harshaphon. It's like Harshaphon's a dude.
Yeah, I know. I get it. I know. We don't. How fucking dare you bring up his name on this day?
Oh, I'm sorry. I brought up Harshaphon. What does that hurt your feeling? Hurt your baby feelings?
A smile better
on you. I didn't watch the plot.
A smile better suits a hero, Julian, and you're not being very heroic right now.
You know what? I've already gotten over people emotionally reminding me yes, fucking, it's sad. Fucking move on. Spoilers for 14. Sorry.
Harsh.
Should have probably preferenced it with that. But anyway, moving on.
But yeah, so we'll see more of this trope. I don't know about 6. I've never played. I'm very excited to play 6 because that'll be the end of our pixel journey. But I know nothing about that except the clown is the bad guy there, and you play as a girl. Other than that, and apparently there's a ninja that's important. I don't remember. I don't know anything else about 6. Oh, and you start off in a tank. Those are the 4 things I know about 6. I don't know anything else.
It's not a tank, sir.
Oh, well, whatever it is. Well, then I know 3 things about 6.
Yeah.
There you go.
The ninja was the important character.
I didn't say. I said he was an important character. I didn't say like.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's the most.
I don't. The important.
I don't know. Maybe not.
All he said was he knows that he is an important character.
Yeah.
I don't even remember a ninja song.
I could be wrong. I could 100% be wrong.
Like a Let's Play once, like 8, 9, 10 years ago. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's fair, honestly, Scott, because there's so many characters.
We'll get to it before the end of the year. So yeah, I don't think Lena was a particularly interesting character. I don't think any of her. I mean, the way that she's written as a character, she's very soft. She's very much like trying to bring people together, but she's not very engaging. I think she was probably the weakest of the Heroes of Light.
Genki girl. Yeah. Basic Genki girl.
Yeah. So then we move on to the other girl of the second girl of our group, the pirate princess Faris. Scott, how did you feel about Faris?
I really liked her when she was a pirate.
You didn't like her in the second half of the game?
No, I thought she was fine. But I really I just love pirates, so like the fact that she was like a badass female captain pirate, I thought was really cool.
That died really quick.
I also loved her like little relationship with Sildra.
Yeah.
To see Sildra go.
Yeah, we should talk more about Sildra because you know what? Let's actually go back to Lena because that real quick, her big thing was the dragon. She was friends with the dragon, and the dragon was on the title card. Yeah, the Windrake. She had an affinity for animals that we overlooked a little bit. I think you brought it up, Scott, but she's the one that really gets our party from point A to point B in a lot of situations because she fucking just. Hey, let's take a dragon. What? Like, let's just go get a dragon. Hey, what about this thing where we go get a dragon? Okay.
Yeah, because it was like they had, like her kingdom had a Windrake. So it was like, oh, it's like dying. I know how to fix it. We need to save this dragon. They're like, sure. She's like, no, this is our transportation. Like, oh, we're in this other world or whatever. How do we need to get around? Let's find a dragon.
Let's get a dragon
over here.
Dragon. I feel like
Dragon was the answer to everything.
Yeah, she's the Saralina of the group. Loves dragons.
Listen, I don't know what we're doing, but we need to get a dragon in order to get there.
A dragon would solve a lot of our problems. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah.
So let's be cool. Let's put our heads together and let's get a dragon. So, she loved dragons to the point where you eventually get the dragon as a summon, and that becomes Phoenix, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
So
the dragon dies and becomes Phoenix.
The dragon that died and became a bird.
Which
two of our like partners died and became summons.
Which I was about to say, which leads us to the conversation back to Faris and Sildra, and I was very sad when Sildra died. So to sort of put a little bit of a explanation on that, when you meet Faris, there's no wind in the world, and we need wind to sail our ships. She has a dragon dragging her ship underwater named Sildra. And I know it's a dragon because if you look at the art, I thought it was some kind of Hydra Leviathan thing. No, it's a dragon. It's a fucking dragon.
Yeah, like a sea dragon.
Yeah. I'd say B tier. I don't know if you want to be so harsh, but
I get it.
But yeah, I love Sildra. I was very sad when it sacrificed itself. Yeah. And then when it came back, it gave me a little bit of hope. And I was like, oh no, they're going to make it a summon. I was like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, it came back to die again.
But yeah, I liked Faris a lot. For a second, I thought they were going to try to force her to be Bartz's romantic interest. I'm glad they didn't go down that road. I liked her better as an independent, like, just character.
Yeah.
Also, I love her designs of her jobs.
She was just a badass character. Like, she was a pirate captain. Like, she was happy to see her sister again, like, and be reunited, and actually be reunited with her father for a little bit of time. But, like,
she called him Papa. She was such a little girl. Every time she saw him, she was like, Papa.
Like, that was the only time she kind of regressed to, or, like, acted, I guess,
vulnerable, childlike, yeah.
Like, with that, where she was like, no, it's like a child again, because she hadn't really seen him since she was literally a child. She's been living on her own and stuff like that. But she's a very strong, independent character. Which I think is interesting that, like, 3 out of our 4 party members were just strong, independent characters on their own. Like, Lena was the only one that wasn't just out exploring the world on her own.
Yeah, she needed people to watch after her because she would try to kill herself every turn. Yeah,
like, I need to heal this dragon. I must die now. Like,
damn liability.
Don't you know? I'll die for you to trust me. No, just like this is why 14 is filled with side quests. Is because otherwise your hero would just be sucking poison down every 5 minutes to get everybody to trust them.
But like, yeah, no, I enjoyed Ferris quite a bit. Like, I think she was a nice character. She kind of rounded out the party really well. She gave a little more of a worldly feel than some of the other characters because, like, she had been exploring the world with her crew. Like, she knew a little bit more. Bart's, for the most part, was still only really exploring around his village and, like, his area. He hadn't really left that area.
His chocobo couldn't swim.
Exactly, or fly.
Stupid chocobo.
Or
out here.
Run across rivers.
Out here whoring himself. Whore! All right.
But no, I enjoyed Ferris quite a bit. I would say, personally, she was one of my favorites out of the main party members. Out of the first 4 party members, she was my second favorite.
Julian, how did you feel about Ferris?
She's one of my favorite characters.
Just in Final Fantasy in general, or just in this game?
In this game.
In this game? Yeah. Any points of her adventure that really stand out to you, or things that she did, or designs, or anything like that?
The point where you because we never brought this up. The first time you meet her, she disguised herself with me, and then the stupid scene of them each of them slowly figuring it out. Especially the men, it was fucking so stupid.
Yeah,
I couldn't help but laugh at how stupid that was.
Very Japanese trope. Men Japanese people love baths. The men take baths together. They tried to get him to join a bath, and then when they tried to get him naked, she beat the shit out of them, and they realized that he was a she.
They're like, oh, yeah. This is a woman. Like,
you're a good girl.
Yeah.
But you guys kind of
like
put
men
in most of the points.
And ladies.
You guys
and ladies who dress like
points.
men.
Kind of put in most of the points I had about her character. So I don't really have much to say about it.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add that we didn't, because I like Ferris a lot as well. The only thing I'll add that wasn't really brought up was I love, in this game, the characters each have a different way that their jobs are designed, and I think I love her look the best. The way that she's dressed in her jobs, I like the most. Whether they're more feminine and sexualized, like the dancer or the Mystic Knight, to her look as a monk, where she has sort of like the Bruce Lee gi on. Her Dragoon look is really cool. Her Red Mage is really good. I like her Blue Mage. I like her Knight, because for Lena, they put more of an emphasis on like making her more feminine and busty. So like you see her legs a lot more and her chest sticks out a lot more.
Also, her Necromancer look.
Necromancer? What's Necromancer? I don't think Necromancer's in this job.
Game Boy Advance. So I found the jobs for Game Boy Advance. Necromancer is one of the jobs. Game Boy Advance, along with Oracle, Cannoneer, and Gladiator.
Yeah, so the Necromancer one is straight up just evil Queen Maleficent look.
Oh. I'll have.
This is just. It's like she has like the pointy little. She has like little pointy horns and the long cape. It's like it's just not black. Just not colored black. It's like okay, you guys.
I like how. Wait, what was Ferris's?
Yeah. Also, don't get me wrong. Kryle has the cutest ones, but I like Ferris the best. I love her outfits the most.
Yeah. Ferris has one of the original White Mage look.
Yeah.
And
yes.
then Kryle has the one for the evolved one where he gets little cat ears.
She's so silly.
The one that they said for 14. This is the version of Kryle we're gonna use.
I think that's it for Ferris to go over. She doesn't have too many crazy story beats outside of her stuff with Sildra, and her father. Outside of those two, she doesn't really have an individual story point that that like Bartz does.
I did not notice this.
What?
If you look at Galoof's dancer sprite in the official artwork, he's just wearing like a bikini bottom and a tied shirt.
I did.
Like he's straight up wearing the same outfit. outfit as Ferris. Or no, actually, Ferris is wearing or same type of shirt, but Ferris is wearing more of a actual bottoms. Like he's straight up just wearing like a bikini bottom.
That sort of leads us to our next discussion. Then, how did you feel about Galuf?
He is my favorite party member out of the game.
Let's see if I can find
partly because I very much love like the mentor figure in a lot of things. Like that's just a character I tend to always enjoy.
You know that's a dangerous trope, like because they usually die.
I know, but I do I'm a sucker for that trope. But I also thought Galuf was really fun. He gave us Tella from 4, but better. Like it was kind of like, yeah, he had amnesia for a bit, which helped out when like Krill showed up and like when the charmer chick is trying to show them illusions, and he's like, I don't know who the hell you are, so this means nothing to me. But I like just the fact that he was one of the Dawn Warriors that were just now, or once we find out and stuff like that, and he kind of is our guide through and our connection to the other world. He's our connection to Bart's father. He's our connection to kind of Exdeath, and it allows for some of the dialogue for Exdeath, like of discovering about Exdeath, to flow a little more smoothly because there is this character that can naturally provide dialogue for a lot of these things. I also just love that he's just a goofball. Like him and Bart's have some great interactions together, and like just always joking back and forth. Yeah. And it very much reminded me like of a fun little like father-son type of feel. So I don't know, like I just really loved a lot of the writing with Galuf. I loved that, they needed a ship and they just see pirates and he's just like, let's just steal the fucking ship. Yeah. Like, what the fuck does it matter?
Yeah, pirate's life for me, motherfucker.
He reminds me of the uncle from Final Fantasy 16 that I fucking love.
Oh, Byron. Uncle Byron?
Yes, Uncle Byron. He reminds me a lot of Uncle Byron.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that kind of character a lot. So, yeah, I love Galuf. Like, freaking hands down my favorite of, like, the party members in this game.
I think we should probably address this. I know you were calling him Galuf. The only reason I call him, or Galuf, I think is what you were calling him. The only reason I call him Galuf is because
I go back and forth.
Yeah, that's how they pronounce his name in 14, and him and
I thought it was Galuf.
Yeah, and him and Kryl are in 14. Like they're named characters in 14. And he is her grandfather again.
I have heard it pronounced multiple ways, so I have no idea. Like
I just go by Galuf.
What the official is. But
when you say Galuf, it makes me think of Goofy. Galuf?
But maybe that's the point.
Maybe. Julian, did you have any strong thoughts about Galuf?
Oh, fuck it, this damn thing. I'm gonna kill you, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly in my room.
I'm gonna call you Exdeath from now on, because you're gonna fucking kill Galuf.
I enjoyed Galuf. I love the fact that literally he fucking gushes over fucking Kryl. It's like, that's my granddaughter. Isn't she cute? Look at my granddaughter. I love her. I would do anything for my granddaughter.
And he does. Like, he literally sacrifices himself for his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, let's go over that moment, because that's probably because you spend the whole game. He's kind of happy-go-lucky. He's kind of silly. He's good in a fight. You know that. You learn that he's a Dawn Warrior, so he's basically a proto-warrior of light. So he's tough and he's strong and he's had a hard life, but he's a good family man. And it all culminates when your party is forced into a situation where you are not strong enough or in a position where you can take on Exdeath, and he comes and starts torturing you guys. Like, he's shooting Jedi light or Sith lightning at you. He's throwing you around a room. He's really he just finished a DBZ fight with a turtle, and he's just like whooping ass. And Galuf is starting to stand up to him, and you do this really interesting fight with Galuf versus Exdeath, where I thought I was trying my best to survive, and I survived maybe 3 attacks, and then I was like, oh, I'm dead, I guess I gotta die. And then he just kept giving you actions at 0 HP. You're just throwing your strongest shit at him, and he's taking Holy, he's taking Flare, he's taking Ultima, he's just eating these spells to his face, and he finally is able to take down Exdeath. It cost him his life, but I mean, that's the Final Fantasy moment.
Like, why won't you die? Like,
yeah,
like he literally is yelling at him, like, why won't you just die?
Yeah, that's a Final Fantasy moment that deserves to be remembered. It's just a mid-game party member holding his own against the end-game boss for as long as he can, to the point where it kills him, but in a different medium with different graphics, in different ways. Like, that fight stands out. That moment, Galuf versus Exdeath, should be remembered.
If there was ever like a modern remake of this game, like, that would probably be one of the most memorable scenes.
Yeah.
Just cut down some of this fluff in here that makes it so fucking long, and then maybe I would continue. That would be a good idea.
I don't know about fluff, but I don't really find too much fluff in this one. I just felt like it's a long-ass game because it's a long... Like, they had the Super Nintendo to work with. They could tell a longer story.
I'm trying to think of, like, stuff that, like, chaff that can be cut.
The next one we're going to be playing, 6, is longer than this game. I know that.
Well, maybe it's just because I was more engulfed in the narrative. I'm more engulfed in the narrative with the next one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, like, where stuff could be cut. I mean, there are little side quest things that could probably be cut. Like, when you have to go to fix the ship, you have to go and fight an Adamantoise. You don't necessarily have to do that. They could have written that where the ship is just working, but...
Although there's a lot that you don't have to do in this game that I thought you did.
Yeah. Well, we...
Like, I thought you had... Well, no, I mean, like, in general, I thought you had to get, like, all of the weapons in order to fight Exdeath based on the wording that they said.
Uh-huh.
Like the 12, and you don't have to get any of them. You can just go straight to the final dungeon.
I don't think you even have to get the ultimate spells either. You don't have to get Flare or
no, you don't.
Meteor.
And I'm like, oh, based on the dialogue, I thought that was actually required. Like, even if I wasn't going for Platinum, I thought that was required to beat the game. Like the way they were talking.
Yeah, you just go into the portal, go to hell.
I did not realize that until I was watching speedrun. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff that I'm like, oh, that was optional? Oh, that was optional? Like, because of the way I was playing the game, and I'm like, shit. Like, I guess there's a reason the speedrun beats this game in like 4 hours.
I guess now we should talk about the final character, because now that we've talked about Galuf, and he sacrificed himself, and he did that to protect his friends and his family, specifically his granddaughter, Kryl. Kryl joins your party, and in a first for the game, and first for the series, outside of like the end of 4, your party member permanently dies. Your party members always survived somehow, some way up until the end, until this game when Galuf bit the bucket, and Kryl joined your party, inheriting his powers, which made gameplay very easy, but was still pretty sad. How did you feel, Scott?
That was a really nice moment. So I enjoyed the moment. I like that we get a little bit of time with Kryl before the big moment. It's not like it comes out of nowhere or something. Like, you got to see Kryl, you got to see her love of animals that goes beyond Elena's and doesn't involve self-sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
She can also kind of speak to them, which is never fully addressed.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a thing she does, and everyone's just like, okay, that's just a thing she does. Like, what? There's no questions asked. They're just like, oh, okay, I see.
How convenient.
Yeah, like, this is helpful. But, like, I don't know. I liked her as that, you know, kind of a new character. Because, again, she's not a character that is as worldly as any of the other characters. She's definitely the youngest character. Like, she's kind of just lived with her grandfather and stuff like that. She can hold her own to an extent, but she is still also very kind of naive of the world and a little more of the innocent kind of character. I found her nice, but I did find her as kind of not necessarily my favorite. I don't think she was poorly written or anything like that. I just didn't care for her as much as I cared for some of the other characters. I did like the fact that she did have to come to grips with, her grandfather's death, who was pretty much her only family member. I don't think we found out what happened to her mother and father.
No, there's nobody in the...
To assume that they've passed on at some point.
Yeah.
So, like, her only remaining relative is now passed on, and during, like, a fight where she can't really spend the time to grieve because the world's still in danger. So it's a very interesting situation. I think they handle it, writing her well, but
yeah, they're gonna have to address that trauma later.
Wasn't necessarily my favorite character.
Yeah, apparently shortly after Cryle was born, her parents got lost in her parents got lost in the desert and they died.
Oh, there you go.
I don't remember that ever being addressed in the game, but some lore somewhere apparently said it. So that Julian was able to find. So there we go. We discovered that they died in the desert somewhere.
Julian, how did you feel about this trial?
God, 14 dropped the ball, didn't they?
In what way? I'm curious.
Maybe this is what Dawn Trail is for. Fucking giving Cryle a damn, because 14 did not give Cryle the character she deserved. It's like fucking. Because it's it's a different Cryle, so it makes sense.
Yeah, like elaborate, like go off, King.
I'm trying to elaborate. Give me a minute. Fucking. So like, I like her personality in this. Like, she's a lot more. Like, I like the version they made in 14 where she's like, kind of like just smart Lalafell woman, and she's like fucking. She's like so bubbly and optimistic and shit, and fucking even then her dad dies. She's fucking like she's distraught as fuck, and it's like there's this like how do I put this? She's bubbly, but it also feels like she's hiding something. But most likely that's because of the emotion of losing her parents, and having a grandfather that constantly dotes upon her, kind of like helps you forget the pain. So when she's confronted with Gallus' death, it's like, okay, maybe this is the time I need to grow up a little bit and accept these things.
Of the heroes, I really feel when you take a step back, she's probably the toughest out of them, and she probably is more deserving of royalty than even Lena, because she's able to push that to the side and keep trudging on. When I guess Lena did lose her father as well, but
during
Cryle is so young though. For her to go through what she's gone through is pretty heavy.
Yeah, she's like what, fucking,
huh?
14 or 12 or something.
Yeah. I hope there's no fan art of her, if you know what I mean. But people are weird.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's the internet.
I know.
I mean, it's the internet. Don't. Just,
I mean,
just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Sadly, like,
turn off that side of your brain that tells you to think.
Let's see. Bartz is 20. Lena is 19. Galuf was a 60-year-old man. Ferris was 20, and Krill is 14.
14. All right. I thought she would have been maybe 16, like sort of a more Yuffie age, but 14, I guess, makes sense. God, she's a tough little girl.
Before anybody asks me, yes, I think Galuf is hot. Thank you, moving on.
I was not even thinking that. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's go for it.
Okay, what about Kelger, though?
What about the Lupine? I forget his name.
Yeah,
is that Kelger?
Kelger.
Kelger?
Yeah, that's Kelger.
No.
Did they call them Lupines in this game, or is that a 14 thing?
It is a 14 thing.
Okay, I call them Lupines.
Werewolves.
Yeah.
They were just called werewolves.
No.
I'm gonna continue to call them Lupines. Lupines the Third.
I mean, you can. I'm guessing the.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the official name now, or if that's just the Final Fantasy 14 name for them. Like, specifically only the Final Fantasy 14 name for them, but...
I'm glad Julian heard what I said.
Let's be perfectly honest, 5 calling them werewolves is just a very basic name.
Yeah. It's not very Final Fantasy of them.
No.
But the thing about... But at least for Galuf, I'm not, like, sitting here lusting over him, like, you know what? I want. Oh, you know what? It's like I wish I had an old man in my life like that. Fucking just taking care of me and pampering me and calling, and fucking treating me like a princess.
We get it. You want to fuck the old man.
He does.
That is the exact opposite of what I just said.
We get it. You want to blow the old man.
Exactly what you just said. Yeah.
Those are the main characters. There is. I guess we should bring up Sid, right? Because Sid. How did you feel about Sid or Sid's iteration?
The introduction of.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that in a little bit because I'm gonna blow my load.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Sid in this game?
He was fine.
Go ahead.
He was. I thought he was like your pretty average Sid. In all honesty, not that that's bad. I actually kind of like the character of Sid in general. But I like that he was just like a scholarly dude that just kind of gets lost in like his research and things like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty much my opinion of him, but I liked him.
So Julian, did you have any strong thoughts on Sid for this version, this iteration of him?
Not really. Not really. I was sitting here thinking, like, did I really have any thoughts on Sid? Let's see. No.
Yeah.
Alright, I got some stuff to say. I like it when Sid is a hero. I feel like Sid should always be a hero, even though he isn't always. And in this game, this dude's a fucking war criminal. Like, 100%. He facilitated a death weapon blowing up that crystal. He didn't do it on purpose, but he fucking did it.
What he is in this game is more just a scientist that's obsessed with research and doesn't really care what the research is going to do. He just wants to research it.
Yeah, he just ignored the consequences of his actions, and he helped facilitate the end of the world.
He just wants, to create things.
Yeah, and he sort of makes up for it in that, he's helping the heroes as best as he can to get them to do their job. But he is a war criminal. I don't want to ignore the fact that his research was the root cause of the deaths of many families and many people. So not.
Would you call Albert Einstein a war criminal?
Sure. Yeah. That dude can stick his tongue out as many pictures as he wants. He made an atomic bomb.
Unlike Kane from Final Fantasy IV, he at least did not actively do any of the things. He did not know, oh yes, this is going to blow up the crystal. It was just, hey, can we increase this crystal's output? And he's like, yeah, sure, I can make that.
Yeah.
He did make an attempt to stop
he didn't necessarily know what it was going to do.
Yeah,
and he did make an attempt to try and stop the madness, but
so that
a little too late.
That was going to be the next thing I was going to say, which is that he's probably the only character thus far in the series that has made an actual effort to redeem himself. He was a sad sack in the bar for a while, but over the course of the game, he went through redemption and he didn't run away to another world or a spaceship or another dimension or hid away. He's there if people want to charge him for the crimes that he committed,
or gets angry and just wants to watch the world.
Yeah, he's there, so I can respect that about him. I don't like it when Sid is a bad guy, but I don't want to gloss over the fact that his research and his ignorance of the consequences therein resulted in the deaths of many people and the destruction of a town.
I want to tell Omni about tactics.
I don't know if we'll get to tactics. That seems like a huge endeavor.
It is. I
don't even know if how accessible that is currently.
I don't know if we would do that. I'm hoping that we take so long in the game club that there'll be some kind of remake that we can just.
I'm not saying we're gonna actually do tough.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, because I was just kind of curious, how we can even play tactics right now.
I'll say this now, and maybe it'll change over time. But the only Final Fantasy game I don't want to play is Type 0. I tried to play it and I did not enjoy. I couldn't even get past the intro. I watched the 15-minute cutscene at the beginning explaining everything,
and then the game that everyone bought because of the demo.
I bought it way after just because it was on sale, and I don't like it. So then that leads us from Cid to Mid, who I was very surprised to see because I was introduced to Mid in
both.
16. It took them. Was Julian, as far as you know, has Mid been in any Final Fantasy game since 5? Because Mid wasn't in 7, wasn't in 8, wasn't in 10, wasn't in 14 or 15. The only ones I haven't played are that I'm missing are 11, 12, and he wasn't in 13 either. So if he wasn't in 11 or 12, then Mid hasn't shown up in 10 entries, 11 entries.
If you... It depends on what you count. Okay. So, if you count side games, he was in Final Fantasy IV: The After Years. He was also in Final Fantasy XI as Mid-Dross.
Oh.
And nicknamed Mid, kind of like the Final Fantasy 16 one is just nicknamed Mid. He is also in 12. And then 14.
He's in 14?
Yep.
Julian, do you know where Mid is in 14?
As Midas Garland, the father of Cid Garland.
Oh, fucking that's a...
I wouldn't. I don't think that counts.
It is considered... Looking at 15.
Yeah.
Also in 15.
Where's he in 15? That's Misty. Cindy.
Cindy's father was called Mid.
Cindy's father, I think, is called Mid.
Yes.
But he's
Cid's son and Mid, or it was Mid, and then Cindy's father. That's Cindy's father.
I don't know. Was he in the game, or is it just like lore?
He passed away. It was lore.
Okay, it's just lore. Well, that doesn't count. I'm not counting that. I'm not counting Midris either, because that's the father of Cid. What I want is Mid, the child of Cid. I want that trope.
Fucking hell, this fantasy wiki. It froze up on me. So the last one would be, what was it, 12? Would be the last real appearance.
Yeah, so only
because it's in the epilogue.
Epilogue. So, yeah. So in 16 mainline titles, we've only actually seen Cid, Mid, father, child twice in 5 and 16. We have Mid the dad in 14, I guess, but I wouldn't. That dude's barely, unless you do Bozja, you don't really see much of Midris.
It also again depends on if you consider 11.
Yeah, or an 11
title, because 11 did.
Was it Cid and child in 11?
Yes.
And it wasn't a prologue or epilogue?
The son of Cid. No, it is the son of Cid in Seekers of Alduin, one of the expansions.
Okay, so then
Mid.
Yeah. Okay, so then 3 out of 16. Man.
Yeah, and has worked as an inventor. So
that's Mid. Mid. Yeah, that's Mid. It was really cool to see Mid introduced here. So I was very happily surprised.
Yeah, it was the first time seeing, or 16 was the first time Mid's been a woman, but
yeah,
still the same character, still a direct descendant of Cid.
Yeah, she's the seed of his loins. Stop thinking about his loins, Julian.
Julian has to think of every Cid's loins.
Well, everybody thinks about 16 Cid's loins.
I'm going to violently.
You're gonna violently orgasm? Jesus.
Yes, because vomit sounds like orgasm.
It could.
I mean, you can.
Not here to judge. So
yeah, I was honestly shocked to see that Mid went back. This is the first game with Mid. So Mid at all in 16 is technically a Final Fantasy V reference.
Yeah, it's a trope. We got another trope.
Back to 5, which shows again how much of 16 is a love letter to the franchise.
It's very much, 16 is very much a Final Fantasy game. It very much in the new school, but I'm gonna, as I play through all of them, I will have much more nuanced thoughts on all of them. But yeah, I love 16.
Gotta love Yoshi putting in that constant referencing and to every Final Fantasy game and every single one of them he makes.
It's good. It wouldn't be a Final Fantasy without all the tropes.
Yeah, well, I mean it adds to it because it's like it's really nice to see like, oh shit, that's a reference to this. Because for anyone that didn't know, it was just a really cool character. For anyone that did, it's like, oh shit, like I remember Mid.
Yeah. And Mid sort of wraps us. I mean, we should probably talk about Exdeath, right?
We should probably also talk about Gilgamesh.
Oh yeah. Well, I was going to do this.
Most iconic characters to come out of.
Yeah, if we're
Fantasy 5.
Let's talk about Exdeath, and then let's go into the super/secret bosses.
What about Exdeath?
He's a tree. He's a fucking.
Yeah, he's an evil tree.
Yeah. So for people that don't know the lore of the main villain of Final Fantasy V, is that there's a forest that's supposed to hold the essence of evil, and one tree gets like super bullied by the evil and becomes evil. And then become sentient, and now we've got a tree that's like trying to force the universe or the dimensions into being a dimension for monsters, and that's
tree clad in armor.
Yeah, which also, if you're playing the Game Boy Advance version, you can fight the original evil thing. Enuo.
Oh yeah, there was some lore about there's a wizard that they speak about in.
Yes, was the original evil that became Exdeath.
Yeah, I never did that.
But yeah, in the Game Boy Advance version, he became an optional boss.
That's cool.
Like super boss. So that's pretty cool. Like you can see a little bit more, and they added more lore to it because of that. But yeah, Exdeath is literally just a tree, like an evil sentient tree.
Evil sentient armor.
The Deku tree from Legend of Zelda turned evil and is now trying to kill you.
And you could fight him in 14, so you could want to.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. He's trying to kill everything because he wants to return it all to the void.
Yeah.
Void. For anybody who's played Dissidia, fucking you know about the void. The thing him in the cloud of darkness won't shut the fuck up about ever.
Yeah.
Could
be the same void.
Can either of you do animations so that we can make a series starring Garland and Exdeath, and all they do is like live in an apartment and talk about the void and chaos?
Chaos.
Chaos. The void. Everything returns to the void. No, to chaos.
Chaos. But I must find the void.
Well, chaos.
You must find chaos.
Don't worry, he'll be in the void.
Yes, the void fueled by chaos.
God, that would be great. But yeah, no, Exdeath, like I feel was just a very generic villain.
Very flat, like, very evil.
Just an evil tree. Like that is all. Why is he evil? Because he's evil and wants to return everything to the void.
Yeah.
That is it. I don't know if the extra stuff they give you in 5 in order to fight Inuo gives like any more context to this, but as of the original version that you can play on the Pixel Remaster, he's just an evil tree.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He's like very boring, very flat. He's like a parody. These days, we would call him a parody of what a villain is. He's just always coming in. He announces his presence. He announces how he's going to do this. He announces how weak the heroes are. I will give him credit in that he is as powerful as he says he is. He's always whooping your ass. There's like no point where it feels, even when you beat him in certain combat encounters, he still stands and he still like moves on. He's tough. He's just as strong as he boasts for him to be.
You think he's dead, you find out that splinter that you didn't get out of your fucking finger was him.
Yep, the fucking splinter.
Yep.
Fucking seriously, you had a splinter in you. Get that shit out, motherfucker. I would be like, no, we're not going anywhere.
That was such a weird moment that it's just like,
shit's inconvenient as fuck.
It's like, oh, yeah, I just left this splinter in me for like literally probably days worth of in-game time because you had to travel like multiple places.
Yeah,
and then it's just like,
damn,
oh shit!
really
He's like, haha! I showed up. Like, it was me. I was the Splinter all along.
Seriously, they didn't stop at an inn and get that shit out first. Did it just jump back in his finger into the, or did it was so deep that they're like, you know what, fuck it, let's just leave it.
Is Dio the X-Death of JoJo?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, as long as we can agree on that.
Same kind of motherfucker that won't die.
I feel like as a joke, we should probably bring X-Death into more stuff, but he's pretty uninteresting as a character.
Yeah, he's not gonna win any awards for best like villain unless you just like his design.
I like the end dungeon, like his end dungeon a lot compared to some of the other ones we fought. Like the one in 3 was just a chore. The one in 4, I was unremarkable. I like 2 because no, I like 2 a lot. Just because I like the Praetorium and I had a lot of fun leveling and fighting stuff there.
2.
Yeah, that's the
Castle Pandemonium.
Pandemonium. I don't know why I said Praetorium. Yeah. Oh, because I'm thinking about the main quest and fuck. Yeah, you know why.
Yeah.
That's my Pandemonium.
Ones was very forgettable.
It was just a castle. It was just like a dungeon.
Like
it's just the.
But no, I did like the Void where it's just like it's just different areas with different aesthetics and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you
some of the bosses were also a pain in the ass if you didn't know.
Very boss heavy.
These strats.
Very boss heavy.
The blue mage dude that used all the blue magics.
Yeah, there was a lot of bosses in that game, in that dungeon. If you take the game at its face value and immerse yourself in it, I think it's really cool that it's dimension hopping. So you start off in a desert, and then you go to this like pathway in the skies, and you go to this castle and the fortress in the sky, and eventually you wind up in this dimensional pocket with all these stones and craters that you travel on. I think it's really cool. I think they did a really good job of designing that, and if you immerse yourself, it's a really fun place to be. So that's X-Death and the final dungeon. Let's talk about some of the other bosses. Do you guys want to talk about the super bosses or our favorite idiot first?
Let's talk about the super bosses first because there's probably not as much to say about them.
All right.
Because there's only 2, and
I didn't even touch them.
Okay, so you didn't. This was the introduction of Omega. Yeah. That boss.
This was also the first game with super bosses, by the way.
Yeah.
It is considered by people to be the introduction of the first game with super bosses.
Yeah. I think there's an argument to be made for certain bosses before, but yeah, I think the
argument was that like Iron Giant and I forgot what the one in 1 was. War Machine?
Those are
Warback. That they are, but they're also random encounters, not like a static boss.
Yeah.
So that's why they're normally not considered as they're just harder normal encounters.
It felt like the first time I played the game and I actually went on Warback died and had to go through what they had to go through.
I mean, that's just really unlucky because he's like a 1% chance. So
yeah, guess who got that unlucky 1% fucking chance?
That's crazy.
Fuck me.
I mean, I had to kill it for the fucking trophies, so.
Yeah.
That took like an hour to find.
Yeah. Scott and I have trophied, platinum, quote unquote, the first 5. So
platinum all achievements. Yeah.
Did you
want to fight that motherfucker?
Scott, since you first of all, I don't know how they came up with the design for Omega, but I'm glad to see that it is the ball with spider legs on it, and it's been that fucking design for many iterations.
Except for 10, where it's a giant
I haven't fought Omega in 10. It was 10 is just Omega's just the European release, right? Because I only played the American.
He's in the PS4 versions now.
He's in the Omega wasn't the original.
Omega
wasn't the original. Omega had a whole annoying ass dungeon full of Marlboros that started the battle with using fucking their own special version of Bad Breath, which was worse.
I'm pretty sure that was just in the PAL version, my friend.
No, he was in the original.
Give me a second.
I fought him.
I don't remember him. But the only super weapon
is Penance. Penance was
the only super weapon I didn't get in 10 was Wakka's because I didn't want to play Blitzball, but otherwise I did a lot of content in that game. I know that a lot was added that I have never touched or seen, I don't remember. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been
nope.
it's been 2004.
He was in the original game.
Wow, it's been a long time.
He was just very easy in the original game.
Oh. Well, this version was not.
He had 99,000 HP.
Yeah.
So.
You had like at least 3 characters with their ultimate weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he has 999,000 HP.
Yeah, this version of Omega, was not easy by any stretch of the imagination. I went into it without a guide. What did you do?
Yeah. So I used the cheese strats.
I eventually had to look up a strat, but what was the strat that you used?
So you use, I forgot the name of the specific ability with Bard, but you have 2 Bards, or 2 characters with Sing, and there's a specific ability that prevents the opponent from doing any actions. And you have them do that, and then you just attack with the other 2, and that's it. He never even does anything. Like, he just stands there the entire time.
No, I spent maybe like an hour on him, and I did a bunch of fights at first where I was trying to figure it out. And I did figure out that I needed to stop his count. So the way that Omega works is that it hits you with 2 counterattacks, random on enemies. It can do instant death on RNG instant death. And it also just attacks hard, and it has a ton of HP. It's a very difficult boss. I did figure out that Reflect will help, but then it was hard for me to heal, and I did figure out that I can keep myself alive for a while if I focus on buffing, but I could not get an offense going that would kill him before he killed me. The strat I wound up looking at involved my favorite class, which we didn't really talk about jobs too much. As soon as I saw Mystic Knight, I fell in love with Mystic Knight.
Yeah.
My Bart's Omni was Mystic Knight almost the entire time, just because
really powerful.
He was cool. I didn't know it was really powerful until I realized like all the strats that I started to see, because I didn't look up boss guys until I got to Omega. Everything else I was just figuring out as I went. Mystic Knight with Flare casted on it is really strong, but what the strat was to do was to have Mystic Knight and cast Flare and have rapid fire instead of regular attack. So you had I was doing 7,000 to 9,000 damage per hit, and I was dual wielding Excalibur and another sword. I forget what the other strong sword I had was. So I was doing. It took me 2 turns to do it. But, overall more than 2 turns. But I had to take a turn to buff up my party, keep Bart's alive, get him to cast Flare on himself, res anybody that might have died, rebuff anybody that might have done it, and then, with just him and Fenna, with him and Ferris alive, I just, hit twice. I hit once, she died, but I stayed alive, and I hit again, and I had just enough to kill it. So, I don't know if you would consider that a cheese strat, but that was the strat I needed to do in order to beat Omega. Because, man, Omega's tough if you don't do any kind of strat.
Here was the exact strat I did. You have 3 bards, or people with Sing, and then you use Romeo's Ballad, which keeps him permanently stopped, as long as you keep re-upping it. And then use a Mystic Knight with Thundaga infused Spellblade, and then Rapid Fire.
It might have been Thundaga. It might have not been Flare. Yeah, but that's what I did. Yeah, I just had to. I just took the hits though. I didn't stop it.
Out of the 2 super bosses, he was the easier one to me.
Not for me. The second one was easier because I went straight into a strat. Because the second boss was Shinryu, the primal boss, the final primal of Stormblood.
Yeah.
So Shinryu got introduced here too, and Shinryu was really cool looking. I'll bring up my bestiary because he's got a really cool design.
Yeah, Shinryu does look really cool.
Not Shinryu.
Yeah, it's very much the boss that you see in 14. But I don't remember my strat for what I did, because it wasn't as memorable, because I just went straight into a strat when I got to Shinryu, and I beat it first try.
I can tell you my strat just because I'm looking at my guide right now, and I use the exact strat that they recommended, which was Berserk him to prevent him from using any magic, heal, and then just haste on everyone else, and attack, and just hope for the best.
Yeah, that feels right. I think I remember berserking him to stop casting. Yeah. He drops a whip. I know I would never have gone for the whip. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those.
The other thing you could do is you could a rare steal from one of the enemies to get a lance that does 100% crit chance against dragons.
Oh.
And then you would just keep using jump repeatedly.
Jumpu.
You would just kill them in like 1 or 2 turns.
I like that.
But I did not want to do a rare fucking steal of a rare enemy, and I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, rare steals are crazy.
If I have to, I will,
game.
but like, fuck it, like I don't want to.
Yeah,
it was a rare steal from the Crystal Dragons.
But yeah, those were the 2 super bosses, Omega and Shinryu. You do fight Omega again. I'm kind of hesitant. Oh yeah, you don't care about spoilers, right? For 16?
No.
I've
beaten 6.
In the first DLC, you fight Omega, and you do fight the robot with legs. It is a very fun fight. I liked it a lot. Omega's a cool. Now that I've played enough Final Fantasy to see Omega over and over and over, I'm always happy when I see him. I was not happy to have to do that fight for an hour, and then I finally just succumbed and was like, I need a way to do this. I figured out half of it. I just needed the other half. I just didn't know rapid fire worked that way. I didn't know. Stop yelling at me.
I never realized rapid fire was so broken.
Yeah, it's crazy how strong that ability is.
Especially if you're dual wielding weapons, like holy shit.
Because the way it's written, it's like you do less small damage but more times, and I was like, I've never been like that kind of player. And then I realized the change in damage is almost meaningless. You do almost as much damage.
You do like 1% less damage. Woo!
Yeah. It's
now
crazy.
You're just doing like 8 attacks, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, let's just do
then.
this. So then Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna quickly, while we're on bosses, since we won't get to a lot of these other bosses, I'm sure. I do appreciate that a lot of the bosses have like cheese strats, if you know about them. Since I know you weren't using a guide for bosses and stuff like that, so you probably didn't find a lot of them. But I do appreciate some of them, so I wanted to point out a few of the fun ones, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
The blue mage dude, Azul Magia.
Yeah.
He learns your blue mage spells if you use them, so you can use self-destruct on him, and then he self-destructs.
That's stupid.
I fucking love it.
That's stupid.
The Apanda in the library, if you summon Ifrit, he just cowers and doesn't do anything.
That's really stupid.
Because he's a fucking book and is afraid of fire.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is Odin. Because you can use fucking Cadabalpos, that summon, and it will instantly stone Odin and win the battle. He is not immune to it. He is immune to it normally, but not if you use that summon specifically.
Oh, yeah.
So you can kill Odin immediately. Was one of the other, like, fun ones. Because there's a few that are just, like, entertainingly fun.
Yeah, this game rewards experimentation. If you know, again, we're playing this 20 years after the fact, and we're in kind of a rush. But if this game had come out and it was still, you know, like a year or 2 or 3 between each release, you could easily spend months just like playing through this game over and over and over. If this was your go-to game, and just figure things out and mess with stuff and. Like rare, because I was thinking, how did people figure out these rare drops? I think the easy answer is you check a Nintendo Power or you check an Ultimania if you're in Japan, because they'll usually just tell you those things, and you know, the developers will just tell Nintendo, and Nintendo will just share it. But if you didn't, it was possible to figure it out if you were to be mathematical about it, where it was like, I'm just gonna steal 100 times from this enemy, because within 100 times you will get something if it's there. So you just do it. You just do it and do it and do it and do it and learn. And you just,
or multiple playthroughs. They're just like, oh shit, I never seen that drop, like, or that steal, or. And
you just make notes and you figure it out. So I think this game was really, really full.
there's a fun one. Atomos, which is one of the more challenging bosses early, or in the mid game. If you use Dark Spark and then level 5 Death, it instantly kills them.
Yeah, that was something to notice too. Is that if you look at a lot of these enemies, their levels are really weird. Like one of the ones you said earlier, I think I'm looking at the bestiary right now. Was it a panda or yeah?
Yeah.
A panda's level 59, and where's Azulmagia? Level 57. There are these weird numbers because you have these level 1, level 3, level 5, level 4
5,
spells.
Like all the deaths and stuff like that and all that.
So if you learn those things, you can manipulate them so they're more vulnerable to spells. Anyway.
And then Deathclaw also reduces a lot of enemies, like a lot of bosses, HPs down to like single digits, and then you can just kill them.
Yeah. Then I think we should talk about the final character we're gonna reveal.
The fun little guy.
Yeah, this game introduced our favorite idiot, Gilgamesh.
And introduced why he's in every other game.
Yeah, he's just
It's why they gave the lore. It's how they gave the lore reason as well.
He is.
Put him in everything.
Yeah, Gilgamesh is the Kingdom Hearts character that we never knew we had. Because I in my head canon, he's like Zora and Donald and Goofy when they hop between worlds.
Yeah.
And they sort of adjust physically to the world. So he's just a little bit different in each one. In the 7 remake, he's much more metallic. In 14, he's very much a human in armor. He just changes from time to time. But this is the introduction of our favorite idiot, Gilgamesh. He's just trying to steal weapons. And
his dialogue is just some of my favorite dialogue in the game.
He's such a goofy dumbass. He starts off just like, "We're our friends, aren't we, Bartz?" And Bartz literally says nothing. He's just... he's so goofy.
Like, I love, like, after you come in, or in, like, the final dungeon or whatever, it's just like, oh, where's that spry old man that was with you?
Yeah,
you know? Like, like, just no tact, just, like, instantly, like, oh, where the hell is that guy?
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I guess it makes sense. You didn't see him die. Julian, do you have any thoughts about Gilgamesh in general?
Gilgamesh. Like, kicking him and Enkidu's ass.
I do love, like, him with Enkidu, and it's just like, wait, where the fuck did you go? Wait a second. Like, you're not supposed to leave me.
I kind of wish I had seen Enkidu before I encountered him in 14. Because in this game, I have it pulled up on my stream, it's like this angel, it's like this demon thing with angel or bird wings. And then when you get to 14... Enkidu's a green chicken.
That's the joke.
I wish
him being the green chicken, because you do see the real Enkidu. You fight him.
Yeah, I wish I had known of this character before 14, because then that would have had a much bigger effect on me. But
the joke in 14 is that, you know, the real Enkidu is trapped within the chicken.
Yeah. No, it makes sense now that I've seen this, because this Enkidu was kind of a little bitch the first time you fight him. Like, he was whooping my ass a bit. I don't remember why or how, but I remember having some trouble against him, and so I had to focus on him first and then kill. If you kill Enkidu first and then go through the trouble of beating Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is just like, I can't believe they're hurting us so bad. Enkidu, show him your power. Enkidu? And then he just runs away.
One annoying thing was trying to get all of the Gilgamesh encounters, which you need for a trophy, but it's also just fun to get all the Gilgamesh encounters, because you have to, like, purposely not kill Gilgamesh multiple times. Which is easy to do.
I got the trophies, but you were overpowered. I was like, never in a position where I could kill him. I was just fighting him normally.
So, I'm guessing, did you know about the freelancer thing? How powered freelancer is?
No, not until the end. And by the time I figured it out, my mime was statted. I would rather be mime than freelancer. So
I hate mime just because you have to put, like, everything on mime.
Yeah, there are times where it's annoying.
No inherent.
Yeah, I just powered through.
So I just used freelancer.
Yeah, I admit that.
But I knew about the freelancer thing, so I was freelancer most of the game. Like I would max out every other class and then just go as freelancer with like side abilities as my things.
Yeah, no, I was not aware of that.
That is why I was very, very powerful.
Yeah, no, I was not anywhere. I was not doing any of that. I played the game straight up until the third world, and it's fun. It's fun when you do it straight, but I couldn't do it within a month. I wasn't gonna be able to finish it in time.
The game is, yeah, like if you're playing without a guide, the game is much longer. Just like any old school JRPG, like even some of the NES ones would have taken us a lot longer without a guide.
Yeah, I was able to do one.
Final Fantasy 2 and 3, like.
I was able to do one blind. That one I was able to do pretty quickly.
Yeah, which, I mean, that is the shortest one out of all of them. So that does make sense. Well, you also weren't on a time limit either with that one.
Yeah.
The other ones, like, were literally on a time limit, like.
But yeah, that's Gilgamesh. We got introduced to Gilgamesh, and we were able to.
I love that guy.
Yeah, we'll see him again. I'm sure.
The reason why he shows up in every other one is because Exdeath banished him to the void, and it inadvertently made him immortal by doing so. And also, the void connects him to the other worlds.
And also,
that is the lore reason for why he just keeps showing up.
What
is because he got fucked over by Exdeath.
Did you figure out, because he gives you the fake Excalibur, Excalibur. Did you figure out the little strategy with that weapon?
No.
It's it has 100 attack power, but whenever you actually use it in a fight, it only does 1 damage. So I think if you put it on a blue mage, and the blue mage casts Goblin Punch uses your attack power
stronger
rather than the exact
That's a
item.
Fun interaction.
So you can do a lot of damage with a Goblin Punch for like the mid game.
Final Fantasy V, because it introduced Blue Mage, if you really go and get all of the magics, there's so much random utility and like interactions and stuff like that entails that would take multiple playthroughs for you to really like experiment with and have fun with.
I will say this as well, the magic in this game is way strong. It's so powerful. I really enjoyed the magic in this game. It's very good. I hope that, we've played enough Final Fantasy games to know that it will change and alter from here, but in this game in particular, magic is meta.
Well, actually, Chemist is if you go by the speedrun.
Yeah.
The normal speedrun uses Chemist.
Yeah, but I don't want to be a fucking nerd.
Yeah. I never realized how powerful. So, fun fact for some of the speedruns, what they do is just turn a lot of the bosses into dragons and then use stuff that's critical effective against dragons. And that's the meta, is like every boss can be turned into a dragon.
How do you Chemist has to do it.
One of the Chemist spells is to turn the enemy, to make the enemy considered a dragon.
Yeah. Julian, now that we've gone through this conversation, you have any closing statements on 5?
So I think I have a feeling on why I understand why this is Scott's favorite game. Why this is Scott's favorite Final Fantasy game now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Well, Scott, did you ever consider this about some of the battle mechanics? It's Bravely Default.
Not entirely.
But it's like the base of Bravely Default stuff.
So there's a lot of similarities between that, but there's also a lot of similarities between this and Final Fantasy X-2, which is another one of my favorites. There's a lot of similarities between, there's a few Final Fantasies and other JRPGs that this game inspired with its job system, and I'm a sucker for the job class system. And I feel like Final Fantasy III, the only reason I didn't like it as much as I did was because it was the first one to introduce it. So it was too archaic at the time. And I've played games that have done more with it, like 5. where they finally, or they really like went back and said, hey, like, remember this job class system? Let's really like enhance that and go farther with it, like the next evolution of it. So like, yeah, I'm a sucker for the job class system, and yes, Bravely Default has a very similar job class system because Final Fantasy, they were, I guess, inspired by like Final Fantasy V.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm a sucker for a good job class system because I feel like, so why I'm a sucker for a good job class system is that it makes the game more replayable to me. Like, I can sit there and be like, oh, let me try out this job class I didn't try out before, this job class, or like in the case of 10-2, if I don't know if we'll ever get to that for Game Club, but like, I love being able to pick the order that I learn things and stuff, so I can learn things in different orders. I can, you know, be like, oh, well, you know, let me learn the first level spells, but I can learn them in an order that I think is more useful, or skip things and learn like third tier fire spells before I learn even anything else. Like, it adds a lot of replayability and customizability for me, and I love it.
Yeah, that tracks. I'm not big on replayability. I like the experience to stand on its own the first time, but this game does achieve that. So, Julian, Scott, do you have any final thoughts on before we wrap up the game club for this?
I enjoyed 5. I'm enjoying like the evolution so far of the Final Fantasy franchise. I'm looking forward to 6 with their finishing up of the Pixel Remaster. And at some point when I can play it, I don't remember when we're doing it, but
we might wind up taking June off just because, and then July and August are going to be Dawn Trail because you're not going to be able to get me or Julian to really play anything else.
Well, that's why, like, I figured July and August. I don't know. We might do it. We could probably do a small game for June, and then because we're taking July and August off essentially. Dawn Trail. So we could probably find like a smaller indie game or something.
Do you have one in? Well, okay. Let me wrap. Julian, did you have anything else you wanted to say? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay. I like this game a lot. It's up there with probably my top 3 for the first 5. I like Bartz a lot. I'm now going through this game club made me realize I like Bartz a lot more than I thought I did. Galuf is really cool, and Ferris is really cool. I'm excited to play more Final Fantasy games, and I'm happy that I can now put a pin in this one. So, or one step closer to finishing all Final Fantasy games, mainline games.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be the end of that discussion. I'm fine with not playing a game for June, but did you have a game in mind, a small game we could knock out?
No, I was just thinking of like that way we're not taking 3 months off. But I understand not playing something long because we're already a little ways into June. So that's why I was thinking some like game that's only like 3-4 hours long.
What could it be though?
That's what Tunic was supposed to be, and then it turned out to be take longer than I expected.
Yeah, I had things like Control was pretty like reasonably small.
Yeah, I was not under the impression Tunic was going to be 3 or 4 hours. I was expecting that to be like a 15-hour game at most. Which, well, I think that was around the time it took for me.
But I also didn't play it the fucking Dark Souls-y, the Souls-like way that people said you're supposed to play it as.
Yeah.
Or you have to like fucking learn the battle mechanics.
I did play it blind.
Faerun.
I beat Faerun. I've played Faerun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Faerun 2?
I did not beat Faerun 2. There's not a lot of meat to discuss on that game. Yeah. It's got
just through some of my games, and I'm like, I know I've beaten Faerun on the 3DS.
Yeah,
and I remember that being a shorter.
It's a bit esoteric, right? In that
not that word again.
It's a word that it is. It doesn't. It's sort of like it doesn't really say a lot. You have to infer a lot of it, and it's very puzzly. But there isn't a lot of meat on that bone. The mystery is what guides you more than anything. I haven't opened. I've had Xbox Live for like the last 3 months, and not Xbox Live, Xbox Game Pass. I haven't opened it in a while. What is there like a really small short indie game? No, I don't want to rate your app.
We could do Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
I already beat Mirror's Edge, both of them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could do that, and I'll just go watch a YouTube to remind myself what the story was. But I don't.
I've beaten the first one.
I've never even played the first.
I would say the second one, but it's just a reboot of the first one.
I never even played any Mirror's
That was,
Edge.
I think, my only issue with Mirror's Edge was that it was just, here's a fun game, and then here's a reboot of a fun game, and it's like, but why?
Yeah. Oh, they wanted to make a fucking franchise out of it, but they fucked it up again.
Well, that's because they didn't go into a second game. They just went with a reboot of the first game.
Yeah.
It's like, you only have one game. Like, you don't need a reboot. You need a second game. You need a sequel.
Something short. Something went wrong. Oh, when I opened up Game Pass, it tried to open up EA for me.
Oh.
Because I guess I get an EA thing on it. I'm just gonna pull it up on my Strizity stream. Hold on. Display. Yeah, this is Game Pass.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking like something, just a nice short, condensed game.
I'm looking. There's a lot of games on Game Pass. Say what you will about Xbox and Microsoft, because I don't really try to love too many corporations, but man, they put a lot of games on Game Pass.
I just wish that the model for both that, the PlayStation 1, and streaming in general wasn't just remove things after X amount of time.
Yeah.
But because then it's like, oh, cool, I came in late to it. Now I have to beat this game in like a day or something like that.
Eiyuden Chronicle came out on Game Pass. What? I mean, that's not going to be Eiyuden Chronicle. It's like the new version of fuck, I forget the name of that series. Everybody wanted it. It's like an old school JRPG series. You have like hundreds of characters you can play as.
Suikoden?
Suikoden. Yeah, but it's Eiyuden Chronicle. It's like the spiritual sequel.
It was a Kickstarter game.
Yeah. It's on Game Pass.
Fucking Suikoden.
I have not heard anyone talk about that game at all. Like,
I get JRPGs on my TikTok, and it comes up. Some of the stuff I've seen looks really cool, but I'm just like, I don't have the time to play that game.
No, that is a long ass game, I'm sure.
Even
anything like Suikoden, like
even outside of Game Club is like way too long for me. What about Firewatch? I'm pretty sure we all own that through PlayStation Plus, and Alex brought it up a while back saying it was good.
Yeah. I mean, I already have like.
Oh, you beat it? Okay.
Yeah. Like, it wasn't bad, but
they have Hot Wheels Unleashed turbocharged on fucking Game Pass. I'm gonna download that.
I guess we're playing Hot Wheels then.
We're not playing Hot Wheels. I mean, we could. You want to play Hot Wheels next week? Just you and me just play Hot Wheels? Fuck yeah, dude. Just play that. But let's see what else.
I want the new Astro game to come out already. That would be a fun one, but no, like, that's not out until sometime next year, I think it was. This year.
Scott, I meet you on an elevator. The elevator is only going to take like 30 seconds for us to go from top to bottom. What are your like rough thoughts on the Yakuza series coming to Prime?
I'd give it a shot.
All right, fair enough.
Like, I don't really have any strong feelings one way or the other. I don't really care for... If I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care for many live-action remakes, so I don't really see myself purposely watching this one. But I also am just, like, indifferent to it.
That's fair.
We do Streets of Rage 4.
Is that worth talking about?
To beat 'em up.
It depends on how much you like beat 'em ups.
There are some indies that I have downloaded that fit the criteria, but I don't think you guys would want to play, like Somerville or Planet of Lana, Jusant.
I don't know. I didn't want to play fucking 12 minutes either, but
we never even talked about it. Yeah, I platinumed that game too.
I had to spend like $15 on that game.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Talks about it.
God damn it.
Did you get the platinum for it, though?
My thought? Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
You know my thoughts on it?
Yeah, sure.
It sucked.
Yeah.
There was no universe in which you weren't married and had a baby with your sister. That's literally the game.
Oh, Pierce, fuck yeah, bro. Play some Hot Wheels. Hey, Pierce. Pierce is here. I love Hot Wheels.
Had incest, like got your sister pregnant.
Yeah, that's
incest.
Well.
I would. The good ending was that you don't tell her that you're brother and sister and just call it a day.
Yeah.
And, like, let her live in blissful ignorance, and I'm like, that's disturbing.
Yeah, it's the idea behind 12 minutes is that it's not reality. It's a manifestation of this guy's thinking process, realizing that he reunited with a sister he didn't know he had, and they had a physical relationship, and he's coming to terms with that. Is that that's 12 minutes. So you're not really in an apartment in a house. You're not really in a time loop.
But you still got her pregnant.
It's a manifestation of like his thought process.
And he still is in a physical relationship with his sister.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes
like that.
Sometimes white people fuck their sisters. I don't know what to tell you. That just happens.
Pretty sure that's not accurate. Like, I ain't gonna speak for everyone because there's a lot of people in Alabama that are probably living that, but like,
don't you mean West Virginia?
Sometimes I mean,
maybe there too. Like,
yeah, sometimes you and your long lost sister just like really hit it off and you fuck.
We could do Hatoful boyfriend.
What a fucking line!
Is that the pigeon? Is that the pigeon one?
The pigeon.
You could probably convince me of that, but I already saw the Game Grumps played, so I already know it. I don't want to play through it.
Okay.
I've seen multiple playthroughs of that already.
We could do 428 Shibuya Scramble.
Is that one of your waifu games?
No. It's a.
Oh.
The cutscenes are all live action, and like it's a.
Oh, I know what one you're talking about. That game looks like it sucks. That game looks like it blows.
It's actually decently fun.
We could do Spirit of the North and Cry. Do you know what that is?
Is that the one with the fox or whatever?
Yeah, it's about a mom fox with her babies trying to escape a melting Antarctic area. So you have to like save your babies, and it's about environmentalism. It would make me cry.
It's starting to sound like that's not difficult.
Pierce, do you know any short indie games you would recommend for us to play for our game club in June? Because right now we don't have a plan for June, and then July and August is going to be dedicated to Dawn
July
Trail.
And August, we already like know what's going to be going on with that. Like, that's not even a question. Oh, there's Valiant Hearts: The Great War.
Valiant Heart, isn't that one sad?
Yes.
Did you already play it? Haven't played a lot of games.
I played through a little bit of it, but not.
That's
like
fair.
I never beat it.
That's part of what the game club is for, Pierce, is to sort of put a little pressure on yourself to knock out a game and discuss it with people. The Rewinder.
Yeah, it's forced me to play a bunch of different games.
Yeah, last year,
some of which I have really enjoyed more than I thought. Some of which I didn't. Like Final Fantasy II, I never would have. I mean, I would have eventually played it, but I never would have realized that I enjoyed it as much as I did.
Yeah, if you go by just what people say on the internet, Final Fantasy II is like one of the worst experiences ever. But I played it on the Pixel Remaster, and it's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. And I've played through 10 now. 10 different ones, I think.
Because the original Final Fantasy II really is
10, 13, 14,
we could play
15,
AEW Fight Forever.
Is that the free game on PlayStation?
Yeah, it's the free the free game for PlayStation Plus.
We could.
Streets of Rage 4, ironically.
I've been watching a lot of wrestling lately, so I could.
I
can't imagine there's a story that's worth discussing there.
Well, hold on. Let me see what the thing says about it. Yeah.
Oh, what if we knock out Turnip Boy? Do you have that? Tax fraud?
Turnip Boy commits tax evasion?
Is that on your PlayStation, or where do you have that?
Yeah, I have it on my PSN. I bought that because I was originally going to do a stream for tax, like
For April? For April?
Yeah. For doing Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion.
Me AF, Turnip Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I own it on Epic Games or something. If not, I can pick it up. It's not a big deal. Yeah, we can do Turnip Boy. You want to do Turnip Boy? There's a sequel, Robs the Bank, but we could do the first one.
How long is Turnip Boy?
I can't imagine it's that long. How long is it? Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Game length. 2 hours.
Yeah, about 2 hours. Okay, so then we can easily do that.
Yeah, let's do Turnip Boy. We'll do Turnip Boy for June, and we'll talk about it the last Wednesday of the month.
That works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it says like 100% is 3 hours.
Yeah, let's knock it out. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Julian, do you want to join us for Turnip Boy?
Turnip Boy.
Turnip Boy commits tax evasion.
Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Are you guys high or something?
Maybe, but
we're gonna
play this game or not?
I mean, we're gonna commit a felony.
What is it on?
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Whatever you need it to be on.
Yeah, I'll get you a copy. I can't be that expensive.
I asked.
I can let you know how much. Oh, I might not be able to let you know how much it is on PSN because I already own it.
Let's see.
If I type in tax, it's gonna pop up. Yeah, it does.
Turnip Boy commits tax. It's $15 on Xbox. So I'm assuming it'll be 15 across the board unless it's on sale.
I was gonna say I don't think it's on sale, but I also have no idea because.
Oh, check it out! I'll show everybody my website.
Unfortunately, with like every game on any of these consoles, you can't see what the price was if you already own it, or what the price is.
Check this out for anybody that's watching my stream. There's a website, and it's not porn. It's isthereanydeal.com, and you search for your game, Turnip Boy.
Did you have to emphasize the fact that it's not porn?
Turnip Boy is currently $372 if you buy it from All You Play. It's $374 through a special promotion on Steam. And if
you want a Steam copy, it's like
the Win Game Store, the Mac Game. Yeah, it's on sale right now. Fanatical has it for $11, the cheapest it's ever been. Does it show that? It used to.
Probably free.
This website is updated.
It's never been like.
Current best 372. Historical low was $150. That's the lowest it's ever been.
Damn,
so if you're doing game shopping on PC, just go to isthereanydeal.com and you can search any game and it'll tell you like what where you can get it for cheap, whether it's through Fanatical or Humble Bundle or whatever the case may be.
Tree Fitty. God damn it, monster.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll do Turnip Boy commits tax evasion for the game club. It'll be the last Wednesday of the month, which will be in 3 weeks, the 26th, and then the Wednesday after that, or I guess the Tuesday after that, is when Dawn Trail officially drops. But knowing Julie and I, will probably be playing it during the early release, assuming we can get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be.
I asked for the day it the official release. I asked for the official release off, so that means I'm gonna have to work the rest of it.
Yeah, I asked for it too, and I got to talk with my boss on Monday. We're gonna have
then it gets delayed.
Our one-on-one early access mayhem. That's Pierce saying that mayhem, flipping tables.
God, if they delay it, it's gonna be like. Well.
It's gonna fuck up a lot of people's plans if they delay it. I don't. They seem.
But at the rate this is but at the time frame we're at this point, if they thought it was gonna be a delay, Yoshi would have announced it by now. He's usually better about announcing when shit's gonna get delayed.
Yeah, I was gonna say they would have already announced it if it was gonna be delayed. So I don't think that's gonna happen.
What game was it, Omni, that screwed up your vacation because it got delayed? Because I remember you had taken off for a game, and then it got delayed.
I don't remember.
I swear I'm not just imagining that.
But them queues, yeah, Pierce is right. The queues are going to be crazy. They did that for Endwalker. You know what I heard? And maybe Pierce and Julian have insight on this. I heard that they have a habit of fucking up every other release. So Endwalker was really bad, but apparently Shadowbringers was smooth, and apparently Stormblood was bad, but Heavenwalker was smooth. I wasn't there for those releases though, so I don't know.
Fucking Realm Reborn was fine because the original was shit.
Well,
I was there.
Yeah,
I played the original.
Didn't have most of the people it didn't have the same level of player base that it does now.
Okay.
It was not the award-winning MMORPG.
Yeah,
that was critically acclaimed back when that launched.
Pierce corroborated that, so if we're lucky, knock on wood, it should be smooth for Dawntrail. And also remember they've been doing the data center bullshit recently, and they opened up the Australian data centers as well. So there's more room for people. So see what happens.
Omni, if you really want a house so badly, we could always abandon this one and go transfer over to one of the new NA servers.
The new NA? There's new NA servers?
Yes, they're making more. They're making more servers for Dynamis. They're putting more servers on Dynamis.
Well, I don't know. I could be convinced if we can do it.
The only issue with Dynamis is it's dead as fuck.
The only issue is that our FC has very little people, so I don't know how if we'd be able to get the 5 people we need again. Because Lag is there, but he doesn't have an account anymore, and he never will. And Umai Boy's there, but he doesn't have an account currently. Really, you, me, and Che are the only ones that are active at the moment.
Well, if
I'll be joining in later. Saralina's probably going to swap servers at some point as well.
That's fair, Pierce. Who knows? I mean, I can make an alt level it up and help you guys.
Saralina.
Saralina's staying on Famfrit because her best friend is on Famfrit, so it'll be her.
Well, I was gonna say then
her.
I know I'll be transferring over once I get my new, or once I re-up.
Yeah.
Later this year.
I tried to convince Saralina to get her best friend to join as well, but apparently he runs an FC already, and it's an active FC, so he won't be transferring. Yeah. It'd be like that. We'll figure things out as they come along. This was just an idea that Julian said out of nowhere, so who knows?
We're not transferring him to the Dead Day.
I did. In case anybody missed it, I did put an announcement in Discord that I put in a bid for that house. The last time I checked, there were like 21 people that were in the lottery now, so the odds are even worse. But I mean, we're there. If we win it, it'd be awesome. If not, we'll just have to wait for Sunday to figure out a new place. Apparently, the way the scheduling works is Sunday is when the lottery opens, and then it closes on Wednesday, and then it's announced on Friday, and then Friday and Saturday are like the closing period where you can't make any bids, and then Sunday it starts again. So we'll have to wait till Sunday to bid again somewhere if there's a large house available.
If we don't win.
Yeah, and I will say if there's not a location that I like, I'm not gonna bid. I will just wait for the next opportunity.
The ugly locations is where people start getting desperate.
Yeah, ugly locations, and then also I need to be, because of my crafting and my inventory OCD, I have to have a board next to a summoning bell. If there's not a board next to a summoning bell,
we can just put a summoning bell outside.
Well, we can't put a board outside. It has to be like where I don't have to move my character. Yeah.
I thought we had a summoning bell.
We do have a summoning bell, but we don't have a board to buy stuff from the marketplace.
Well, you think they let people put boards in their houses?
I know them. That's what I'm saying. Is there needs to be a board.
The house needs to be near the board.
Near the board, and the board has, because like there was a spot in Gridania that opened up, but when I went there, the board was really close, but the summoning bell was like across the street, and I was like, I don't want to walk back and forth between the board and the bell all the time. That's my line. That's it has to have that if I'm going to spend that much money.
Did you check Weebland?
What's Weebland? Oh yeah, I did. I never even realized Kugane was open. I did go. The layout there sucks. That place is so confusing. I got lost and turned around.
I have a house there. You get used.
Oh, do you? Yeah. I couldn't stand it. I was like, this is so absurdly confusing going up and down these streets. The beachfront was nice though. If you can get a house by the beach, that'd be nice.
Alright. Go back to Final Fantasy IV.
Okay. Julian, how sleepy are you?
Not sleepy, but I have to get up early. I have to get up for work tomorrow. Not like super early, but like before 10 a.m., which is not usually, fucking good thing. I have to be to work before 10 a.m. But I hate working before 10 a.m.
Okay. Because I have to make a decision. Either I'm gonna play 14 for like the last hour of stream, or I'm gonna continue my journey on 13, which I'm leaning towards playing 13 because I just want to knock that out as quickly as possible.
I'm just playing Soul Calibur 3 right now.
Playing Soul Calibur 3. Okay.
I'm about to stop and stream something else, but other than that, it's not really doing anything super important.
Yeah, I don't have anything particular that I need to do in 4. I mean, there's triple triad farming, but that's hit or miss, so I'll save that for Saturday, I guess. And yeah, I'll play 13, and just hang out with you guys if that's cool. Let's see.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
I got like what, maybe 30 minutes to an hour left of me.
Yeah, that's fine. Then I will do a BRB on my stream. I'll swap games and titles, and then we'll be back with 13. I'm doing post game content in 13. BRB.
Any party members. I can't really do anything.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Like, I can't even make an actual party like in 4 because it's like, no, the game determines your party.
Fuck, is this gonna work?
For most of the game.
I'm gonna have to do this. I'm playing 13 on PC, and it does this thing where if I alt tab, it like minimizes the screen, so I don't have a way to. It'll be weird if I swap screens. Anyway, here we go. Scott was just sharing like his thoughts on 4 as he's wrapping it up.
Well, I'm about halfway through, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we're getting halfway through. Yeah, I didn't like 4 before. I tried to beat it maybe 2 or 3 times, and I got stuck at the cave, the dungeon where you couldn't wear metal. Because I just got frustrated, and I was weak without my strong weapons, and I just needed a strategy, and I never looked one up. But I'm past it now. And I finished it, and I platinumed? Whatever you want to call it.
All achievements, platinum.
Yeah, achievements.
Whatever. Like, you did everything in it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay. Now, I think this is a warp Seath Stone, a Waystone that I could use now. So this is post-game 13, and I did a lot of farming during the game. So you can see I have 330,000 CP there, and I have done quite a lot. Like I'm on the final stages for everybody's Crystarium, which is like the way you level in this game. But at the final level, you need like 60,000 for a single level. So my goal right now is to follow this guide that I'm using and farm or hoard my CP until I get to the cap, which is 99999, and then spend it all at once and get like a huge like power boost each time until I have everything leveled up to the max. Also, if you want to notice this weird glitch on the PC version, when you like swap windows, it'll sometimes delete your markers so they don't pop up. So where is it? Oh, you know what? If I pause it, normally during like by quit and resume, it'd say back and start, but now it's just blank. Like that, those things just don't load anymore. So anything that's like contextualized, it doesn't have a button anymore. So if I find a chest, it's probably not going to have the A button on it. It's a small thing, but it's annoying. Like this, that's supposed to, you see where it's glowing right there next to examine? It's supposed to have an A on it, but it's just blank.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's a weird little glitch. I could probably fix it with something from Nexus Mods, but whatever.
I mean, it's not like a game-breaking glitch at least, so...
What is this? Did I already do this one? 18? I might as well knock this out while I'm here. And it's in the Twilight Cavern. Where is this? Oh, it's right here. What am I fighting? It told me. I'll just read it. So the idea here is that there's 64 of these sea stones, and I need to get 5-star rankings on each of these fights for a trophy, achievement, Steam, whatever. Who designed this place? It's a maze of dead ends. How am I supposed to find the Ambling Bellows? Knowing it's in a Twilight Cavern doesn't help much when I'm trapped in a maze of blasted things. Curse my luck, I'm running out of time. I had every intention of fulfilling my focus, and now I'm going to end up a Seath. So I need to find an Ambling Bellows.
Oh, Jesus.
Which is also what I call when I fart after eating Taco Bell.
Specifically Taco Bell?
Is it these things? Because I can kill these things very quickly. No, there's something afterwards. All right. Man, this is one of the areas on your way to the end of the game, and I remember this fucking boss this enemy killed me so many times. And now, look at that. It's one turn with 2 characters, and it's already halfway dead. Or 3 characters. I thought I had Synergist going. Alright, that thing's dead now. The thing that makes that enemy difficult is that if it stays alive long enough, it adds a bunch of buffs to each of these little idiots. And when they're not buffed, they're very, very easy. But as soon as they're buffed, they're running around at high speeds doing attacks. It's a huge pain in the ass.
Hooray.
Oh, it is one of these things. Hello. Alright. So we're going to cast Libra to make the AI know what to do against this thing. And then we're just going to attack it. What does it do? It's weak to water and lightning. Alright. Whee!
No, I can't play that. That game has so much copyrighted music in it that it would fuck it.
What game?
Everything. Tony Hawk Underground.
Yeah.
The copyright.
Any of the Tony Hawk games is a little rough to stream.
The copyright hell would be severe and.
Now the question is, did I get 5 stars?
I don't know. Did you?
I did not. I have to do it again.
Do you?
Yeah. Apparently there's a formula for this bullshit where it takes your current level and their level and it generates a time. And it sucks because I'm really strong now, so I have to do it very quickly. I wonder if I swap to Synergist and get buffed, if I can make it go a little bit faster. Let's try that. Julian would know, but he's gatekeeping. He doesn't want to tell me how to do it.
Keep what?
You know what you just want to fuck with me.
Fuck with you what?
Exactly.
I'm not in the mood.
It's true.
I'm not in the mood to play the verb game with you.
Yeah, but the bird is the verb. Bow wow wow wow.
God.
So everybody, how much do you like Omni? Because he's not going to be around for very long.
I'm sorry. Alright, well I'm not wasting a turn doing Libra this time, so hopefully it'll be quicker. I just need to get haste on all my characters. I don't think Hope got haste on him. He did not. Alright, let's see if we can do this.
Have you upgraded your equipment properly, Omni?
No. I have upgraded 3 weapons because I'm following a guide. And I don't want to fuck up the achievement that where I need to collect every weapon and accessory.
You don't use weapons and accessories. You don't use weapons upgrading weapons.
God damn it. Still 4 stars. Okay.
You use bullshit like materials like this, like whatever fucking ooze that came out of this enemy for 5 seconds
and tails and claws,
which makes tons of sense.
Yeah, I get the general concept, but I'm so paranoid that I'm gonna fuck things up. I'm really hesitant to do it. All right.
Maybe I don't want to add every single thing of monster jizz and fucking robot sex parts that I find randomly sitting on the ground.
I mean, that's your problem. That's why you don't have better equipment.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna do the Synergist again, but I'm actually gonna get Hope to get haste on him. See if that changes anything.
Continue what story? I haven't started any of them yet.
At least this enemy is really close to the stone, because sometimes they're like across the other side of the world, and if you fuck it up and you didn't save it before, you have to run all the way back and start the fight again, and then run all the way back to the boss. Nope, I fucked that up. Retrying immediately. I should hit the main enemy is what I should be doing.
So, for anyone, so I switched to a game which I got ages ago, and then I decided not to actually fucking play it because I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It's Budokai 3.
Budokai.
Yay!
There's only one issue about it. You know, one of the stolen tracks could pop up, and it could mute it to stream, but it's fine.
I'm sure it'll be okay.
Don't worry, when the music plays, just let me know and I'll start singing Head Cha La Budokai Dragon, it's a ball. Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
Thank you. I don't think this is gonna work. There's no way. Thank you, Pierce. That was even slower than before.
Well, that's not how you're supposed to do it.
I know.
Slower.
I need a better strategy.
Thanks, video game. I have no
What
equipment.
if I swap Hope and Lightning, and
there's your problem is you're using Hope.
I did not use him when he gets to the end game. Hope is way stronger. He's absolute trash for most of the game. I hate Snow as a character.
I prefer Snow.
I prefer Hope.
Like, Snow is a much better character than fucking Hope.
Snow is a stupid little bitch.
He's a lovable, stupid little bitch.
He's not lovable at all. He's arrogant and irresponsible.
He's lovable.
He's not lovable. Bro, Sam, I really don't like Snow. Thank you, Pierce. his whole thing is like he pushes forward without considering the consequences of his actions, and it's not goofy. It's where he's leading people to like murder and also get them killed. He's not lovable. He's just irresponsible.
Things have to happen.
They don't.
And Hope's just a whiny little bitch.
He's going through his.
Yeah, my mom died.
He did. Yeah. I feel like you're like.
I really hate Hope. Like, I legitimately hate him as a character.
I don't know why you hate him as a character.
I don't think Scott's articulating the actual problem with him is.
I mean, my issue is I just think of him as a whiny little bitch, and I don't like him as a character.
I just
find him annoying.
I've noticed this pattern with you. I think you don't like children.
He finally gets it. He gets it.
Like
he gets it.
I find them annoying.
Yeah, because his deal is pretty like it's usually very much empathetic,
especially in fiction. A lot. I just don't like.
You don't like kids.
I also just hate how like Hope doesn't really do much.
Damn it!
A lot of it.
By the end of the game,
like,
Hope,
a lot of it, he's just like, I want to kill Snow because Snow got my mom killed,
which is understandable. Yeah, he did. He got a lot of people killed in that.
Yeah,
he was
he
was literally teaching them how to use a gun and then expecting them to go into battle and do something.
Yeah, that's how military or like paramilitary groups work.
Yeah, they were just volunteers in a fight they had no chance of winning. If he wanted to keep them safe and alive, he would have got them to a safe place. Although they were all destined to die anyway.
Revolutionaries work. I mean,
his mom did it to herself.
So
it is true.
Yeah,
she didn't have to be there.
She also didn't have to do it. She made that choice, right? But the choice wouldn't. The choice wouldn't have been there. The choice wouldn't have been there if Snow hadn't egged her on.
Yeah,
egged her on.
But it's not like
Snow is just he dropped down into a group and was just like, "We have guns. It's time to fight. Let's go to fight." She made a choice to protect her son, but that doesn't mean that Snow isn't responsible.
Nah.
Yes.
I'm not saying Snow is perfect. I'm just saying that I find Hope an insufferable little bitch.
So, I feel like you never beat 13, right? You've only seen cutscenes and shit. Yeah.
So I've seen the entire plot all the way through.
Yeah. Hope's like the way that this game works is they all go through. Man, this fucking sucks. I need to get a way to kill. All right, how is this going to work?
I also want to clarify this, too. Neither Snow, nor Hope, nor some of the other characters are my favorite characters of that game. Like,
God,
I should clarify that.
So,
like, I prefer Snow to Hope, but I'm not saying that I really care for either one of them. Let me clarify that real quick, too.
The way that they wrote these characters is that they are all critically flawed, and by the halfway point they resolve those, and then it's the race to the end, which I felt was forced, which is why I didn't like that too much. But Lightning isn't honest with herself, and she hurts the people around her with that. Fong is too headstrong and self-righteous, and she's willing to destroy the world for the things that she cares about. Hope is a literal
being a lesbian to actually pay attention to what she needs.
Hope's a literal child, but he's also his core at the center at the beginning of the game is fear. And after he understands and recognizes and learns to use that fear as a motivational tool, he embraces it and becomes a better character. Snow is self-righteous and arrogant, and that leads to hurting people around him, but it also inspires people around him, so he has to learn how to take that responsibility, because when you do inspire people, you are taking responsibility for the things you inspire them to do. Zaz is probably the most balanced of these characters, but he's also
my favorite character.
Yeah, easily. He's like the best character. He's the most center of it, but his thing is like... But he has a tremendous amount of guilt at the beginning of the story, and he doesn't know how to assuage that guilt and be a father. Yeah, like because by that time he had already learned his son was destined to be a Cocoon l'Cie, and Vanille is also a coward, but she's running away from her problems and trying to
fuck Vanille.
And she is trying to be as we discussed in 5, the self-sacrificing heroine. She would rather let herself become a Seath and let the story end with her than try to fix any kind of issue that comes to her. By the midway point, Lightning has accepted that she can't control everything and now has a focus that she actually wants to do to control it. Fong is still insufferable because she's a Dragoon, but she is moving forward.
What is your hatred of Dragoons?
It's true.
He's not wrong.
It's true. And then Hope has gotten over his hate for Snow, which I find annoying because I like to hate Snow, but I get his, he can't hold on to that. He admits that he was using his hate for Snow to get over his fear to move forward, and instead now recognizes he needs to move forward in and of himself. Snow is learning to accept responsibility and has taken himself away from the leadership position. He's not spouting off being a hero like a jackass the whole time, up until the very end of the game. Zaz was pretty balanced to begin with, but he's a cool dude even by the end of it. He's just an even better dude, and he's ready to move forward. And Vanille has stopped running away, and she's still running, but now she's running towards the issue and trying to find a way to solve it. And that's all resolved by the halfway point of the game, because they're a group again, and then it goes to saving the world from Cocoon, or from the by Barthandelus. So yeah, that's their character journeys. I don't like Snow's journey. I like his the least because he is arrogant and he's never really held responsible or accountable for the things that he does. He just moves people forward, and then if something bad happens, he's just well, I'm just gonna go inspire these other dudes and hopefully things will work themselves out.
As a true leader.
but by the end of it, Hope is the one. Yeah, Hope is the one doing the inspiring speeches, and he's gathering people together. He has probably other than Vanille, he probably has the biggest arc character-wise out of the characters. But I mean, he is whiny, but he's like a child, and his core is fear. He's scared. He's always scared, and eventually he gets over that fear. Zaz is the best character, just period. He's the most. Yeah, he's the best acted. He has the best voices. He has the best lines. He's a cool character. He's got a great design. I hate that. I love the English voiceovers because I know Japanese tropes, and I want them to. At some points they want him to be kind of bumbling or be loud, annoying old Japanese man, like a office worker would be. But it doesn't come off that way in the dub. I prefer the dub way more than what I'm assuming.
I've only ever heard the dub, if I'm going to be honest with you. So
yeah, Pierce. I just finished 13 this morning, Pierce. But that's their character arcs. That's where they go in this game, and I can't stand Snow's arrogance. He mellows out, but the problem, right, is that he mellows out to become a nothing character halfway through. He has other than getting to Sarah, his fiance, he has no agency. He's just kind of always been the I want to save the world, or I want to save people kind of dude. So he kind of he balances out to nothing by the midpoint. The rest of them have more interesting. I mean, Zaz isn't interesting, but he's the best character. He's just a dude. He's emotionally mature. He's strong. He has the least expensive Crystarium. He's the best character. Snow just melts. Say it ain't so. Shut up, Pierce. Yeah, Snow melts.
One thing I do hate, and this isn't about 13 so much as what it became, is I hate the fact that there's 2 more sequels to it.
You know what I did after I finished this game?
Because
I watched the trailer for 13-2. I don't fucking know what's going on at all.
Well, 13-2, the beginning of the game retcons 13's ending.
Oh man, don't give me any spoilers, but
that is the extent of the spoilers I'm going to give you, is that it just literally retcons the ending. And I'm so you had to force an ending, or force a second game.
Whoop, not you.
You couldn't just make a second game. At least 10-2, it was no, it's a natural progression of here's what Yuna's doing 10 years later or whatever. This game is or whatever. You get the idea though. It's years later for her. Whereas 13-2 is hey, what if we retcon 13's ending so that we can make a sequel? And it's like, oh, how about we don't? Like, how about we just make us... And then 13.3, I don't like what they did with Lightning. I find it forced.
I'll get to them eventually.
It just didn't make sense.
Yeah, I'll get to them eventually.
That's why I'm trying to be spoiler free on it.
All right,
it's just a matter of like
we did a power boost. Let's see if that helps.
There's things that the sequels did that I really don't appreciate.
Fuck, I fucked it up.
I just didn't think they were very good. I think the gameplay in 13.2 is actually better though than 13. I do think that. Like, I think 13.2 is a more fun game to play through. I just think it's also an unnecessary plot.
Whoop. Alright. Can I do Thundaga?
No.
Damn.
Okay. Now let's switch paradigms. Oh shit, there's one more hoplite. No, there's 3 more. I thought I killed 3 of them. Son of a bitch. We're not gonna do this in 40 seconds. There's no way. No, retry. I need to find a way to corral these little enemies. Unless he's calling more in, do I have to finish the boss before the mini ones?
Oh, one of my other favorite characters in 13 is Chocobolina. But
I don't know who Chocobolina is.
Don't worry about it.
Alright, fair.
Wasn't she in the original 13?
No, she's not.
I never...
yes and no. Yes and no. Not gonna say it.
Is she like a side character in Nautilus?
She's a chick that... She's like a Marty... Or like a... what's the term? Carnival dancer that dresses up like a chocobo.
She's your item shop girl. But
I never saw her.
Don't, like I said, don't worry about it.
Yeah, because I like Chocobolina. Chocobo.
Great. The Pulse theme park place. It's like, Saz, where are you, Vanilla?
Should we switch to Commando?
You're wanted criminals. Why are you here?
Oh, what if I start off with Commando? What if we start off Commando and just fuck everything up? Alright, I gotta go restart the mission. Alright, what if we change the team to Snow? Wait, do I have another Commando Ravager? Oh, what if we bring Snow for Hope and we do Commando Sentinel so that we can keep them all together? And then, or you know what, Ravager Commando Sentinel for the small enemies, and I will do Thundaga, and then we can switch to Commando when it's the final boss. And do Ravager, Commando, and then an all Commando. Okay, let's try this.
Come on, rock, paper, scissors, don't fail me now! Damn it.
Okay, cool. There's a save point here. Yay, save point.
Strategy!
Do.
I'm not going into this with no... I'm not going into this with no fucking abilities.
I'm gonna get these...
As many times as I have to.
You're playing Soul Calibur 3, no?
No, I'm playing...
No, he's playing Budokai 3.
Oh, Budokai 3. I forgot you swapped. Oh, I can just jump this? Hell yeah, thank you.
I forgot to do an actual save, but oh well. There's a lot of auto saves in this game. Hey, the first introduction of the Magus sisters. Which one do I
Meet
need to
Mr.
focus
Dinosaur,
on?
Mr. Piccolo.
Cindy. I need to take down Cindy first. Take down the fat one.
Oh, you are calling more people.
Kill the fat bitch.
You son of a bitch. Okay.
Kill the fat bitch.
I have to. Then should we still do Commando, Ravager, Sentinel? Yeah, we'll do that. But then we'll focus on the boss.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough fighting.
Okay, cool. The fat one's dead. So now I can just take it easy on the rest of them.
No, don't do that. Be brutal. Be harsh. Be brutal.
Well, I mean, I can kill the rest of them. Like, the fat one's the one that heals, so... Like... Yeah, your Delta attack wasn't all that great when I'm like 40 levels higher than you. I mean, also, your Delta attack was just using Reflect and then using a spell to reflect the...
This is not gonna work. This is not gonna work
like,
either.
It wasn't really that special.
Maybe Saboteur so we can kill it very quickly. So then let's bring Hope back. So we can do cast. So we can cast Haste. And let's do Commando, Saboteur, Synergist. And we'll swap to Ravager, and then we'll swap to
Vengeance will be mine.
Ravager, and hopefully they'll cast a bunch of spells. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works.
I think this is the end of Tella. I'm pretty sure Tella also stays dead.
Son of a bitch.
Yes, Tella stays dead.
It's like the only party member in this game that stays
Only
dead.
Only old people in Final Fantasy stay dead.
Not necessarily, but...
I was joking.
I mean, for the most part. Hence why Aerith dies.
Yeah, 'cause she's ancient.
Ha! Get it?
Alright, now we've got de-shelled, and we've got haste.
Meteor. Impossible. Impossible.
Impossible. Impossible.
This might be it. Oh, fuck. There's one more that I wasn't seeing. Please tell me that was under 40 seconds. No, that was still long. Damn it. Okay. I have an idea. What if... I'm going to have to control Fong because she's throwing dumbass shit everywhere that she's not supposed to. Alright. One of the things with the AI in this game... So there's a class called Saboteur, and it just casts debuffs. If you have a bunch of enemies on screen, the AI will just be like, I'm going to randomly throw one chance of debuff at everybody that I can, rather than like, I'm going to throw all protects until protect join.
Super smart.
Yeah.
Also, why do you keep saying her name like that?
Because I'm used to saying Fong. Because I play other games where like they do the Chinese pronunciation, like Street Fighter and
it's
Fang.
Fang.
It's Fang. Yeah, I know. Why do you say Titus instead of Titus?
Because that's what the game says?
They never say his name.
Dissidia says his name.
Dissidia says his name?
Yep, they say Titus.
Oh, they say Titus. Okay, cool.
Yeah, they say Titus, but I still don't call him that.
All right.
I mean, I guess to be fair, the original never said, so we had our own interpretation.
Yeah,
Fang is like, it's Fang. Like,
I know. I say Fong. It's a Mexican thing, man. Just, wouldn't understand.
Is it? Like...
All right, now let's swap to Ravager. All right, Hope's got his bullshit on him. Do I have... Does she know Thundara? Come on, don't let him cast the dumbass spell. Hit him. All right, cool. We might do it.
You know, if for whatever reason they did make a Final Fantasy 13 like collection, like remastered collection,
yeah,
that they would make the AI smarter.
We did it. Hell yeah.
Like
okay.
Your party AI.
I just had to do D shell. All right, and then all Ravager. Woo! Finally. Thank you, Pierce. I appreciate it. All right. So that's one part of the achievement down. I gotta teleport now back to back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. I gotta go. Oh, did you guys hear the new Eminem song?
No.
It's pretty good. It's called Houdini. He makes fun of a couple people, but it's more just like this is gonna be a callback to Slim Shady. Save? Good call. Where is my save?
That part of his career where he's referencing his old stuff to get for nostalgia's sake.
It's been 22 years, dude.
Yeah,
not to age us or anything, but it's been 22 years since Slim Shady.
No, it's just like, of course we go.
I mean, if I were you, I would like listen to it and see how you feel about it. It's good though.
Spit out the gum. There we go.
Oh, see, Omni.
Yes, sir.
Didn't when you were talking about Kane, you didn't mention the fact that he said he's sorry to Cecil.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my bad.
Like,
a sorry would fix everything.
Clearly absolved him of all crimes.
Man, Dragoons are fucking insufferable. And one of the reasons I make because Fang is the Dragoon archetype of this game, and at the end, the whole thing is like, all right, the plot is there are two groups of Foul Sea. There was one in the air and one in the land. And the air ones and the lands ones cannot sabotage themselves, but the ones in the air are like, we're tired of this. We don't want to do this anymore. So if we sacrifice enough people, all that death will call forth our maker, our creator, who will come back, absolve us of this prison they've put us in, and then and they'll make a new world where we get to start over again. The humans will die, but I mean, like us, the gods will be fine.
It's so stupid.
So Fang, it's a very Final Fantasy. It's very Final Fantasy. It's short-sighted. It's a dumb plan, but it's very Final Fantasy.
Love it. Essentially, it's like, wait a minute.
It also
if we cause
a thing that is similar to 16, actually.
16 is the better version of 13. I will.
Yes. If we die, it'll cause Armageddon. That way, the gods will appear, and then we can. And then we can ascend to the power of Etros. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No, you'll be dead. You won't ascend to Etros at all, you stupid shits, because you'll be fucking dead.
Where am I going?
You're not. You
Essential
already
Expanse.
died.
So, the way that they want to do it is they turn one of their pawns. The specific name for them is Lasith, but Fang is one of them, and they're like, one of you guys has to turn into Ragnarok so that you can kill us. And Fang's already turned into Ragnarok once, and then she comes back and she transforms again. But to do that, she like knocks out her team, and she's just like, "Hey, let me become Ragnarok again and like damn the world." And they're like, "Sure." And so she's just like, she's really insufferable. Like, why would you do that? You guys had a plan the whole while, and her team like uses the power of fucking friendship to come back from being like, they get a new focus, which is to like live happily ever after.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's stupid. It was so dumb. It's like, wait a minute, hold up. So all those other people that had become Seath, I guess, or Duhan Crystals, I guess they didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, they didn't have enough love in their heart. The only thing, like, I'm able to forgive that because it's Final Fantasy. Like, I get, like, you need enough love in your heart to do anything.
The power of friendship and teamwork.
Yeah, the one thing I can't get, the one thing that maybe it'll be answered in the future. Oh, fuck, I gotta find this treasure. I don't understand how Fang and Vanille knew that they could turn themselves into crystal and save the world the way that they did. There's nothing in the game that I saw where it was like, if you...
As far as I am aware, there's nothing in any of the side games.
Yeah. maybe there's something from 100 years ago they were supposed to know about, but hell yeah, the power of friendship in anime. Exactly, Pierce.
So,
I don't want any spoilers, but is there an answer for how they knew to do that?
I can look it up real fast. Out of curiosity.
I don't know how they knew they could do that. So, unless I bring up a YouTube video to show stream, the way that it works is like the god I was talking about that wanted to die, your team does kill him, and exactly what they thought was going to happen happens, which is that the planet Cocoon, it starts falling out of the sky because there's nothing there to support it to stay in the sky because you killed it. And as it's falling, Fang and Vanille are separated, and they're like, "We got this, fam," and they fuse together to become some sort of being that's different from the Ragnarok we had previously seen, and it dives to the bottom of Cocoon and creates a crystal tower of sorts to stop Cocoon from crashing into the planet and killing everything. My question isn't, I don't care how it happens, magic or aether or whatever you want to call it. My question is, how did these two know they could do that? I don't know how they knew, like if they just felt it or what.
So Vanille might have had an idea of how that was gonna work. Remember what happened when Sarah became a giant crystal?
Yeah,
she essentially crystallized how her mixed with Ultima dying somehow created not Ultima fucking
the Fal'Cie. It's
the Fal'Cie. Actually, that Fal'Cie is supposed to be
It's hold on, I can find out right now.
It's supposed to be Ultima, apparently.
Hold on, I'm getting it. The Fal'Cie.
But yeah, so yeah, that Fal'Cie when the Fal'Cie died and she died with it.
It was Anima. It was Anima.
Yeah, Anima. I said Ultima again. Yeah. It's Anima. God damn it. They crystallized like that entire sea area.
Yeah, like, I remember that.
They could also do that.
I guess.
I'm just spitballing.
I mean, it's better than anything they said.
Because there is one thing that you brought up that they do explain, and it's pretty dumb how they explain it.
Which was. I don't know how they. I mean, maybe it was something in Erba, something from the past that they knew of, or maybe it's in one of these poems. Because in your data log, there's these Analects. There's just like these weird esoteric poems.
That's how you find. That's where you find out about the fact of how the fucking Fal'Cie find out about their stupid plan.
Please don't make me fight these goblins. Okay.
They figure out their plan because they read about it in a bunch of poems made by some dude.
Yeah, so maybe if I play through more of the game, it'll become more clear. But as of right now, standing on its own, I don't know how they knew they could fuse together to become something that would like save the world. Oh, did I unlock a new area? I did unlock a new area. These goblins are so ugly.
Fuck. So stupid.
Did I lose my chocobo? Son of a bitch.
Get over it.
Wait, is this a waypoint? This isn't a waypoint, is it? No, it's not. Okay.
I'm not really finding much explaining it.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem.
So I'm guessing that they really just didn't.
I'll figure it out at some point, I guess. But...
You know what would be hilarious? That might actually be a thing.
Is this 31?
Is that the answer might actually be in Final Fantasy Type 0.
Type 0?
Yeah, Type 0 is set in the same universe.
What?
You didn't know that?
No. Why would 0 and 13 be related?
They were supposed to be the same game.
Oh my god! But I thought all that shit got canceled. That's why 15 is.
It was supposed to be a trilogy with 13.
Yeah.
Wait, is this like a thing where if you wink, wink, nudge, they're the same, or are they like?
No.
Is it Pulse?
Actually,
it was supposed to be part of the Novus. Oh, fucking stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm familiar with all that bullshit, but it's sort of like the way 7 is connected to 10 because there's a Shinra and the boy and that shit, right?
No, like it is actually like.
No, it was supposed to be part of the.
Like it is a direct.
The Fabula Novus Crystallis series. Final Fantasy series.
Don't.
Which essentially is supposed to link this versus 13 and 0 all together.
What is versus 13?
What the original name for 13?
Okay.
That is the original name for 13.
But that's not. It's not anything now, right?
Well, no, it's 15 now.
It's okay.
It's 15 now, but they rewritten.
Yeah, I know that 15 was originally 13, something in 13, and then it became 15, and now it's not connected. Right. But Type 0 with the school kids, right? That's Type 0.
It's actually connected. Yes.
Is it? Wait, is it on that plan? Is it like a prequel to this game or what?
It is set within Orients with the Crystal States.
Because I saw the intro. I have to look at my guide real quick.
Each nation has an academy to research the respective crystal. The crystals have the ability to mark humans as their country's servants. These servants, called l'Cie, are branded with a symbol and are given a focus, a task to complete. While blessed with a long life and ability to transform into crystal, l'Cie are cursed to lose their memories over time. And people of Orients also lose their memories of the dead, so not be held back by regret.
So is it a prequel?
I'm not sure exactly how it fits in, because I haven't finished Type 0 since...
I did 18.
Like, that involves finishing Type 0.
Okay, I need to do 29 next. Where the fuck is 29? It's over here. Oh, god damn it. I need to go back to where I was. Okay.
But I do know that it is very much like
that's what I'm saying is like they might be using the same words, but I don't have to play Type 0.
No, but I'm saying that the answer might actually be in Type 0. Like they might mention that like l'Cies have this knowledge or something like that.
Shit.
Because it is the same universe.
Should I do that, Waystone? I'm gonna check out that one.
If that makes sense, like.
Maybe
which is why I was saying that the answer might be in Type 0.
I'll figure it out. I really don't want to play Type 0. I don't like PSP games. I don't like playing PSP games because there's like
play the HD.
I that's what I have is the HD.
And don't worry, you have to play it twice if you want the whole plot. Because on the second playthrough, the game's different.
Great. I don't. Okay, I don't have a camera going, but the way that imagine you have a PSP in your hand, it's more horizontal than it is vertical. So a lot of the games, sort of like they design the gameplay so that there's more left and right than up and down, and like traditional monitors and TVs are not as narrow. And so it feels like there's wasted space whenever I play a PSP games. It feels like I'm scrunched in this weird way, and I don't like it. Well, I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll have to play that at some point. Okay, let me do this one. It doesn't much matter if destroying a Poleswork champion in the Hyeri Archaeopolis, or picking flowers in the yard. It's my focus. I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Archaeopolis. Archaeopolis. That's what it is. I was born before and didn't live for, but now I'm gonna see. I have a focus and life is beautiful. The clouds have parted and there are rainbows. Seath or crystal, it's all the same to me so long as I can put myself to the test, challenge my own limits and win. Alright, let's go fight this robot. That was all a very fancy way of saying I'm gonna go fight a robot.
Makes sense.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, cool. Let's go. There are a lot of groups of enemies here that I don't want to deal with.
Okay. Alright. So, the connection between all of these essentially is Type Zero is essentially essentially like a story that's told that essentially is like a
Don't hurt
story
yourself.
type thing that is told in 13. And
yeah, like
vice
it's
versa.
a side thing that happened in 13, essentially.
No.
You mean it's like a fairy tale in the world of 13?
In their respective,
it's a legend, yeah.
In their respective games, each is a legend. In Type 0, 13's a legend, and vice versa. For what I've been reading about these, because they essentially added Type 0 in like after most of the initial shit was already started about.
This seems stupid.
But yeah, no, they're set in the same world, unlike 15.
See, the biggest thing is that
show the same thing. But the only reason I was saying that it might answer your question is they might talk more about l'Cie or fal'Cie, and that they might have some inherent knowledge or something like that gained from becoming a l'Cie or a fal'Cie that isn't mentioned in 13 that led them to being able to know that they could become the crystal things. That is why I'm purposely saying that like it might be in Type 0 and my allusions to that.
Actually, from
if
what
that makes sense, is because
from what
they're the same universe.
I'll come back to it.
It seems like essentially like they figured out in Type 0 they figured out essentially how to fucking just tell essentially like the theme of it in most of these games is, you know, fuck the gods that use us as pawns, we're gonna do what we want. And so the characters essentially, you know, shake off their duties as l'Cie or as the gods' pawns to commit to do what they to make their own focus and do what they want. So essentially, when they failed their focus, they you know, you could kind of say that they they kind of just said fuck it, we don't want to be Seath anymore and stopped. Does it make any sense? No.
I mean, it could. I'm willing to play through these games. I mean, I think what I've learned over the course of playing all these games is that for 1 star, holy shit, I gotta do it again. What I've learned more than anything is that for a lot of these, I need to experience it myself, because if I had just gone by what like other people said, I never would have even bothered with 2, and 2 has become one of my favorite Final Fantasy games.
I mean, I think it's always better to experience it yourself, especially nowadays where, I mean, you can wait for a good sale or there's other ways to play it. You don't have to necessarily be like, oh yeah, let me just drop $60, you know, brand new.
I just don't want to play Type 0.
Like, this game is a glitchy ass mess. Then it's like, okay, well, I can understand people being like, I don't want to play that. That sounds bad.
I also have this I've been on the internet for too long, so I'm also aware there's always the possibility that like there are people that act, you know, like they know what they're talking about, but they never actually did it, so they just perpetuate what other people have said. So should I just do this class? Okay, we'll do this. Wait, no. Let's change. Stop it.
God, it is still amazing that it took so long for Final Fantasy 13 to come out. That shit was started in 2004 and didn't get released until 2011.
It be like that sometimes.
And even then, it became a completely different game than what it was supposed to be.
Wait, are you vulnerable to D-Shell? Yes. Please get D-Shelled. Nope, I gotta restart. I have a time limit of like 45 seconds. If I don't get a D-Shell like immediately, there's no way I can do this.
Holy shit, I did not know that Tri-Ace worked on 13, 2, and 3.
I don't know what Tri-Ace is.
Tri-Ace is the company that makes Star Ocean. It's the creators of the Star Ocean franchise.
to retry again.
Huh.
Maybe I should make Lightning a Sentinel.
Yep, and then the 13 games just
make her
became
anything
the
but a
Lightning
commando?
Saga.
What's wrong with you?
What, make her what?
You have her doing anything but commando? What's wrong with you?
I usually have her as Ravager, because Fang is a better commando. Okay, there we go.
Oh, you use Fang?
Yeah. Fang has like the best. Well, remember, I was following a guide, and a lot of the strategies involve haste, stagger, and Fang is very strong for that. I wasn't doing poison cheese. Please, just stagger.
Oh. So there might also be another thing that explains what you were asking.
Is it lore?
13. Yeah, there's a small book of short stories. It's called Final Fantasy 13 Episode 0.
Oh. Was that
on the
fast
game's
enough?
website, and then a print release, and it shows the events prior to the game's opening.
I got a 1-star better. I mean, that's cool.
So that might also explain it, because if it's talking about each character before the game started, like it might be in that.
I'll find it. I'll find it at some point. Maybe. All right. What if we swapped out you for you, and Sentinel?
Sorry, why am I closing this? I need it for my
Saboteur,
fucking guide.
Ravager.
I'm still playing Final Fantasy IV.
And then we swap to all Ravager again. You know, I just realized I forgot to Libra, so maybe now that this is the third time I'm doing this, we'll have better. My AI will have better knowledge on the enemy.
Alright, cure yourself. Oh, one of the other things in Final Fantasy V that I discovered watching the speedrun was super broken is guard with like the knight where they block or whatever for people on low health. That shit's super broken.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Because it does zero, like the enemies do 0 damage to you.
Zero physical damage, right?
Right. Yeah. So they will just constantly berserk enemies and then have them do nothing to you.
Oh, that's a pretty good strat.
And I'm like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Like, so their party is just like constantly in low health, and one character is just guarding all of them, and that's it.
I don't think this is gonna work. Because all these.
God, I think I'm broken.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Fucking, I can't play this game. I cannot play.
This isn't gonna work.
This game. I can't play this game without hearing fucking without imagining these sounding like fucking Team 4-Star anymore.
Battle Team. All right. What if we did?
I can't get Team 4-Star things out of like voice lines out of my head while playing this game.
Commando.
It's driving me
nuts.
nuts.
That sounds about right.
Commando.
I mean, that's how it's intended, Julian. I don't know what to tell you.
Are you saying this is the dev now?
Yeah. Just how this works. Stop using Tornado on Yang.
Son of a bitch! That ability is so fuck. Wait. Wait. Can I? No. How do I get out of here? Okay. Is there a way you can't be slowed? You can't be poisoned.
Uh-oh.
You can't be stopped?
Asuna. Please use Asuna on yourself. I beg you. There we go. She's dead. Okay.
How easy is it to cast fog on you?
Bong?
Fog. F-O-G.
Oh, fog.
Is that like a rare hit? Is it easy to land fog? God, no, that's like 15 tries and it hasn't hit. It's not gonna hit.
Jeez.
What about stun target, rendering it vulnerable? Does that do anything? Lowers target's odds of interrupting actions and avoiding own. Curse?
Why did you have to plagiarize everything, Yamamoto?
Stop aiming at the Seeker, you sack of shit! Is D-Shell the only thing I can cast on this thing? Or D-Shell and D-Protect?
Do you have any other?
I have all kinds of spells. It's immunity. The thing that stop aiming at the little thing. God damn it! The thing that's stopping me is when you cast Protect one time, it isn't guaranteed to land. So what I need to know what debuffs will work on this thing like as quickly as possible. Because there's two things working against me. One is the time limit is very strict for 5 stars. I have to do it well under 45 seconds. And then also, because 45 seconds will get me to 3-star, so I have to do it.
Nice guide?
No, I'm figuring it out on my own.
Okay.
Yeah.
No worries.
And then the other thing that's stopping me is that he does this attack which knocks me in the air, which eats like 7 or 8 seconds. So if he lands that,
kill him before that.
Yeah. So like it, and then he's got all these stupid little ads, so I can't commando him, because commando is my strongest shit. Yeah, he immediately dies once we have him staggered. Oh, what if we army of 1 with lightning? Well, let's try that. Let's try army of 1 with lightning.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the abilities in that game.
Let's check this out. Let's check this out.
Like, launch.
Yeah.
In order to be able to.
Yeah.
Like tell you things.
Yeah. In general, there's like a stagger bar, and there are and usually magic makes stagger go up faster. But lightning has this ability that uses up all of our ATB gauge, but it raises the stagger bar by quite a lot. So let me switch to lightning. And see, because then I lose the D shell, but maybe the stagger is all that I really need. And then we'll keep you on Sentinel for a little bit. I'm gonna do this, goddammit. It is worth it because. Oh wait, well. I already unlocked the teleport, but I'm doing this because I don't ever want to do it again.
So you're gonna get all achievements for every Final Fantasy?
It's looking that way. How?
Well, every mainline non-JRPG.
Yeah.
Or sorry, MMO.
Yeah. Okay, that did not work because it did not raise my... Oh, because I need a commando. Alright, Alright, retry. I need a commando on the team. So let's make Snow a commando. Son of a... Come on. And then all Ravager, all commando. We'll switch you to commando.
And there it is.
What? Did you fart?
No, no. My body's giving up on me.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Consciously, anyway.
Did that? No, that only got me like 2. All right, what if I do regular Ravager bullshit?
You do well.
Okay.
You do well.
You do well.
What if we went all the way back to our
Fucking
basic
hell.
strat and do... Team swap. And then... Alright. The goal this time, Ravager, Commando, Saboteur, and I'm going to try to go for D-Shell on Pulsework Champion, and then we're just going... Of course you open up with that skill. Of course you do. I'm just going to see how viable this
Just
is.
to fuck with you.
Alright, I did not get the D-Shell off in the first one, so we're just going to...
You got Planet Namek.
What if we did all... No, we need a Commando, otherwise the bar will go down too quickly. I'm going to retry. Alright, try again. Please don't do your bullshit on me. Oh, I got a preemptive strike. Oh my god, this might be it.
Oh. Hopefully.
Oh my god, we might get it. All Commando. Just kill it. Just kill it. Beat the shit out of it.
All
Oh my
Commando all the
god.
time.
Oh my god. I think we did it. I think we did it. Yes! 19 seconds. 5 stars. Because we got a
Nice.
I didn't think a preemptive was possible. Fuck yeah. That worked. And now I never have to do that again. Alright, now let's teleport back to the stupid place I was at before. Don't touch me. No me tocas. No me tocas.
Let me change out that trophy.
Teleport to Mahabra.
What'd you call me?
I called you Mahabra.
Yeah, bro.
My family was given this free box of seltzer from a grocery store. The brand is called Polar. Have you ever heard of that? Polar seltzer?
No.
It's pretty good. I think I like it better than LaCroix.
I mean, most things are better than LaCroix.
I'm all turned around.
If you want to taste a strawberry fart in your mouth, LaCroix.
I've ascended when in my adulthood, so I'm able to drink them now. Although when I first had a LaCroix, it was the worst. Let's bring Hope back. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bring Zaz, and I'm gonna control lightning because I like controlling lightning. Ravager, Commando, Synergist. The reason why Zaz is, for anybody that's playing this game, if you're not doing just straight poison, the reason I like Zaz for most of the game is because he's the only one that learns haste early on, and haste can make a difference in many fights. At a certain point, though, Hope learns haste, and his like stats are overall. He has lower health, but overall his stats are better.
What?
Yee-ya, yee-ya.
Okay. I'm ending my stream here.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you die?
Thank you, everybody, for coming out to another episode of Lazy Gaming, guys. See you next week with more stuff. Good night.
Good night, Julian. Does anybody chatting in your stream?
No one has said it. No one has said anything except for one person.
Okay. Bobby's busy, right? I'm gonna put his shit out there. Is it?
I have no idea.
Or is that later in the month?
I think it's later.
Okay, all right. Hey, I'm able. Can I skip this fight? I sure can. Deja vu. Do 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 do. God damn it! I'll never get that.
Nope.
Deja vu. I just been in this place for far. I don't know if I time to go.
These fucking bombs used to give me so many frights.
Okay. I'm gonna put away this. I'm gonna fucking gotta put away one thing before I fucking go to bed because I'm gonna regret it. I'm gonna regret if I don't.
Yeah, all right. I believe in you. Yeah. Oh, I love your emote. Your emote's so good, Pierce.
Anyway, good night. Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Night.
All right. The worst thing about this game, by far, for me personally, is that there are 64 missions spread out all over the world. And as far as I can tell, there is no way for you to look at a chart and it'll tell you your rankings on each mission. You have to, if you don't remember and you didn't mark it down, you have to run to that fucking quest starter and check manually.
That sucks.
Yeah. I know for sure there's one in one of the tower dungeons that I missed, but I think I've gotten 5 stars on just about everything else. I'll have to go and check at some point though. Doo-doo. Do I have to fight this big idiot again, or is it gone forever? I think it's gone forever. Did I do this quest?
Well, did you do it with 5 stars?
No, yeah. I did it, but I did it with 3 stars, so I have to go do it with 5 stars. Yes, I would like to reattempt it. It is a juggernaut. I will need to get my shit together and beat the hell out of it.
Are you max level?
Kind of.
Well, I guess max Crystarium.
Yeah, so
like I think levels don't actually exist in that game.
Yeah, the problem, a criticism of this game for many, was that you're level locked to an extent because you unlock the Crystarium as you progress the story.
Yeah.
I had gone the guy that I'm following is really good. And a lot of it was just like skip, and then here's where you want to farm. And when I did that, I farmed more than they told me to. So for the majority of the game, I was over leveled for what the guide I was following was suggesting. To the point where I got to the end just before the final boss, and there's one spot where you can farm that's really good and really fast. And I did that. And I got all of my Crystariums, even the secondary rolls, to max level. And then I got my bank of CP to 999,999, which is the max that you can carry. The problem is that when you beat the final boss, you unlock the final Crystarium level. And to max out every single roll, which I need to do, you'll need like 1 million... or maybe like 700,000 to 800,000 Crystarium points for each roll. So even though I had a bank of max that I could carry, it wasn't enough for more than one max roll. So
right.
I'll need to remax them out as I go. But I'm way stronger than like the thing about this battle system is that I'm strong enough to beat everything without really worrying about dying. The problem is these 5 stars that I need to get. You need like strategies and plans.
Well, and that's
why
I was thinking. Like, are you max level to where like, oh yeah, like you can just level grind to get stronger to make it easier, or if it was like, nope, this is like max. It's just a matter of you need the right strategy. Period.
Yeah, where you're aiming towards is what I'm doing and is what the guy's suggesting. In that, I'm following a certain path that they're suggesting, and the goal, the first goal here is to get the Genji gloves. To get the Genji gloves, I have to beat Seath mission number 64. To unlock Seath mission 64, I have to unlock an area. To unlock that area, I need to beat Seath mission 30 something. So I'm at the point where I've unlocked that area to get to 64. But now I'm just not moving forward until I get 5 stars on these missions that I'm doing, so that I don't have to worry about them later.
So you don't have to backtrack to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you keeping track of which ones you 5-starred though?
Fuck no, I'm very dumb.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might want to start like writing those down.
Yeah, you'd think, right?
Yeah, you would think.
How the hell do I get over there? Where is this mission? Wait, is there a mission list? I can't. There is a mission list. It's in the map. Why is it in the map?
I don't know, but at least it's there.
I need to go. The Cloven Spire of Taijin's Tower forms a bridge between the Arclight Step and the outline. Are check marks 5 stars? I think they are.
That might just mean that you did it.
Let me see. Assuming that a check mark is 5-star, which is what I'm looking at, I've done 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 27 5-starred.
Out of 60 something?
Yeah, out of 64. Which isn't bad. Yeah, I'm getting there. Oh, Taijin's Tower, the Palisades. Okay, I need to go to Taijin's Tower. Oh, I know where this is. Okay, I remember now. These juggernauts are a pain in my ass. Juked, bitch. You like that? Slut? Whore? Whore! I'm sorry. I'm getting too excited. Sometimes I wish I was more... Sometimes I wish I didn't have the shame that I do, and I was also a misogynist, because then I would just yell out "whore" in like public places a lot more often, and I feel like that's the person I was born to be. But maybe we'll find out someday.
No, you're born to be the ugly bastard.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you for helping me in my dreams. Did you catch my NTR joke though in the RPG Maker thing? Okay, thank you. Because that's what all those games look like, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Pierce, let's not say we did. That's fair. That's fair, Pierce. You keep me in check. Thank you.
Although I think it would be fun to play that game and actually, or like the RPG Maker and actually
make an RPG.
Together. Yeah.
I hope if we did that, I would write all kinds of outrageous dialogue.
Because we'd like each be in charge of different things and stuff like that. Like I think it'd be kind of fun. Like we could give Julian like, hey, decorate the maps and shit. Because he likes, decorating and shit like that. So it's like, all right, perfect. You're in charge of like map design. I can do like the battles and stuff like that. I have fun with that.
Yeah. Pierce is in my chat. He said, make an NTR RPG. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't I don't know how much of a degenerate you are, but there are a lot of porn games, and a lot of them, or at least a lot of them that I've seen, are like NTR based. Yeah, they use RPG Maker in their NTR base, and there's a trailer I saw for a version of RPG Maker that's coming to the Switch where you can make RPGs with people, and I made the joke that we'll make an NTR game together using RPG Maker on the Switch. Well, I don't know how far we'd actually get. Where were they going? Oh, Taijon's Tower.
You can't throw porn in there, so
yeah. Oh yeah, Pierce. Not to fuck up your search history, but if you ever get curious, if you look up like NTR Japanese game, they're very obviously made with RPG Maker, and there's a lot of them.
It's like a whole. There's a whole subgenre of like hentai games that just use RPG Maker.
Yeah, it's there, buddy. Like they. Oh fuck! I got hit by this thing. All right, well you're gonna die.
I think I missed out on bestiary entry. Now I've got to fucking redo this fight, but I have to wait until all these other fights are done before I can finally get through this cutscene that will then finally actually allow me to see. Because of fucking Calcabrina.
You know, when we were playing 5, I missed the bestiary entry at the final dungeon, and I thought I'd have to fight the final boss again. But it turns out the bestiary is universal, so I just had to go and counter it, and it was done. I was very happy about that.
That's what happened in, I think it was 2. I missed one enemy, like, before the first point of no return.
Don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around. All right.
I just had to go back and be like, okay, find this enemy, done, yay! What's also universal is hidden items.
Oh, that I didn't know. That's good to know.
Because Final Fantasy 3, I had to do that.
Please die fast. Please die fast. Oh, I should have made an all commando team because I don't know if I'm gonna do damage quick enough. Lightning! Lightning! You idiot! There's an ability that the commandos get where they can launch an enemy when they're staggered and they go really high in the air. And Lightning fucked up. She's no, well that, and she also stopped halfway through the jump and was just slashing air for no reason.
Oh god.
You know what? I'm gonna retry this fight because I really don't want to huff it. I'm just gonna try again and make a commando roll for everybody.
Yay, Rydia's back, and now closer to an adult. I don't know what age she is, but she's not as young of a child anymore.
This lightning really doesn't strike. God damn you, Pierce! Motherfucker. I hate you. I guess lightning really doesn't strike in the same place. So oh fuck, I fucked up. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna retry. If I can get the preemptive start, and I start the fight with this, then I can get the stagger, I can launch him in the air, I can switch to Synergist to get haste, and then I'll switch to Commando to finish off the fight. Nope, if he's got that exclamation point, he sees me. Don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look, don't look. Okay.
Alright, now I gotta look at this stupid bestiary. Did I miss one of the stupid things for Calcabrina?
Alright, come on.
Okay, cool, I didn't.
Get haste, get haste, get haste. Commando.
I do have a Calco and a Brina, and then Calcabrina. Good.
Oh, this sucks.
party members are dead.
Am I gonna need to saboteur this?
Do you remember if Final Fantasy IV was one of the Final Fantasies where sleeping at an inn revives party members?
It does not. You have to wait.
Okay.
No, it does not. You have to revive them.
Yeah, because I know some Final Fantasies sleeping at an inn does revive them, and some it doesn't.
Yeah.
So I just always have to remember, like, is this one of the ones that does or not?
I better retry. Alright, how are we going to do this time? Alright, what if we did a paradigm where it was Commando, Saboteur, Ravager, and we'll open with this to get debuffs on it, and then we'll switch to get buffs on us, and then we'll switch to a Commando, Ravager. Okay, let's try this. Whoops! Don't look at me!
Don't look at me.
I need to drink some water. Look at the moon, or cocoon.
Okay, West Tower, 2nd floor.
Nope.
How the hell do I get to that? Ah.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to use one of these. I don't want to wait for it to turn around.
Ether. Do I wish to change my name? No.
No. I just need Fang to get it. Okay, and then we're going to do Commando, Ravager. Wow, we are melting it now.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, one more turn. If this isn't fast enough to kill it, I don't know what requires it. Yeah, there you go. It was 1.5 minutes and I did it in 43 seconds. That's a 5-star. That's a 5 estrella. Okay, and on that dub, I think that we'll probably call it here. So we got 3 5-stars. I mean, off stream, I'm going to continue doing more shit. Hopefully, by next week, I'll have all the achievements for this game, but we'll see. How do we want to wrap things up, Scott? What do I need to do?
I don't
know. We've got Saturday. I'll be back with more 14 adventures in Eorzea. Next Wednesday, I'll be with LGG, and we'll probably do something different. Maybe 14 again. Who knows? Our Game Club Game of the Month is Turnip Boy Evades Tax Evasion. So if you already have that, commits tax evasion. And then we'll discuss that the last Wednesday of the month. July and August, we're probably not going to have a game club because Julian and I will be balls deep in Dawn Trail. And I think that's all to report. You can find Lazy Gaming Guys at youtube.com/lazygamingguys. You can find me here. Join the Discord for all kinds of updates and stuff. And Dawn Trail, woo! You can't see it, but my arms are in the air. But yeah, we'll catch everybody in the future. So see you next stream. Bye.